motherfucking vibes? It's your boy Litty Willie, and today on motherfucking Litty Talk, we got Matic Monday, but we got a special edition of Matic Monday. Introduce your people, bro.
So, what's up, everybody? I got Willie here. I got Gabriel here, my man. I also have my main guy right here, who's been the one behind the scenes, mastering and mixing all the songs that I've been putting out. Brent, both rappers, both writers, awesome lyricists. I've been dying for them to come through. Thanks to Willie for having us.
Thank you
tonight.
So, thank you, man.
We're here.
So how'd you guys meet? Let's just start off with that. I guess is it an individual story or is it a group story or?
Well, I want to start off by saying, with Brent, I had known him, middle school. Was it?
Pretty much.
We had met in middle school. We weren't really that close in middle school, but throughout the years, we got into high school together, and we became close. And at first, it wasn't always music, but our friendship, grew throughout the years, and we became really close. And then later on, we got into music. And then, from my experience during that time, I had started working at Pep Boys. I don't know if you...
Yeah.
The auto parts store.
Mm-hmm. Three big head guys.
Yeah, I'm sure it's still up and running. But that's where I met Caesar. And again, became close. He was a cool guy. And then during that time, I started getting into music with Brent. And then I had told Caesar about it. And he was like, what? No way, this, and that. And he told me that he was into it as also, and that he used to write. He even showed me like an old ass notebook that he had with some songs that he tried writing or whatever. So from there, we all connected, got together as a group, and we've been together ever since, making music and stuff like that.
So Pep Boys, you met him as an employee or you met him as a customer?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if I said that, but he worked with me.
Okay.
I was his manager. Literally.
Oh, so that's dope. That's dope.
Very cool.
So that's the story. You have anything to add to that?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Through Gabriel, I met Brent, and
I
then
thought he was a weirdo at first.
Yeah.
I'm playing with you.
And I had actually moved to Kentucky for a few months, and these guys thought that was the enemy.
Oh yeah.
How was the fried chicken?
I actually didn't have it.
Dad joke from 36.
But you know what? That was their joke.
It was so random.
Yeah.
When he I was like, Kentucky of all places.
I was having so many issues with like I left Pep Boys and I went to AutoZone, and I was having so many issues in AutoZone. I was having so many issues at home, and a friend of mine was like, "Yo, come live with me. Rent is cheap. Come." And I was like, "Oh fuck it, you know what?" I got in the car with another friend of mine. We drove literally 25 hours. We had snow. We drove to Tennessee. Every single fucking state.
Were you guys making music yet at that time or not yet?
I believe they were talking about it, but the main reason why I moved back was because they told me the original idea was to create a studio, and they literally we went to Home Depot, got like wood and everything else to make a fucking studio, like a shed, and then we saw that it was too complicated. So we stopped. And then we ended up, but that was the main reason why I came back.
But you left Kentucky with the hopes of building a fucking studio.
Yeah, literally.
Sure.
And that was the main fucking thing that we were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got there, I started had a friend of mine that his name is Daniel in Seattle, and he encouraged me to start recording because everything that I was doing back then was just writing, but I never got myself behind the mic, so I started with headphones connected to a laptop and recording myself and stuff like that. And then they told me yo, if you are going to come down or thinking about coming back to Miami, we got this thing going on. So we tried, failed at that. And then thanks to Gabriel, his dad had in their house they had like a little spare room. Mm-hmm. So we made that a studio.
Dope.
And that was the studio for...
That was going on for a while.
For
Dope,
3 years, 2 years.
Yeah.
Shout out to your parents, your dad for that, bro.
Yeah. Honestly,
not too many dads that are supporting.
Yeah. And they put up with it. I mean, there were a lot of many late nights and stuff. My mom would come in, half asleep. You guys are still here. But they put up with it for a while, and then circumstances changed.
I think COVID was the main one that hit us.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
COVID.
Yeah,
because their parents didn't work. They would obviously leave the house, so that would give us enough time and stuff like that. But then when COVID hit, it was like a thing of people coming to the house, wearing a mask and all that stuff. So
parents.
They became skeptic. Obviously, understandable. And then I believe his mom or dad needed to be working at home, so they actually took that room
Yeah.
as a little, station to work. So they kind of
like an office type of
we
shit.
had to leave, and that actually stopped us, and everybody else went their own way as far as like doing their own thing. We still hanged out, but music wise,
Right.
we were doing it on the side, almost like any chances that we would get. We started going to his house, doing it, but it became.
How's your people feel about it?
So the thing about my house is that I have grandparents. So
Oh
like
shit.
we be loud as hell like at 12 a.m. And then the other thing was the parking situation there. It's freaking terrible.
So they live in a community?
So they'll tow your car after like
We recently got told
11 p.m.
We got told once.
Yeah, they got told the last time. I was like, bro, I felt so bad.
because it was after 12 o'clock. They told you.
They told you like.
We
So
went.
no
that,
guest
bro.
passes or nothing. It's just after 12 o'clock can be.
Yeah,
Yeah, as a visitor spot,
if you don't have the sticker thing or whatever, you're done. And then you have to pay like what, $300 to get it like.
I paid like $2 something.
Yeah.
You guys should have took the tires off and left the car in bricks. They can't tell that. Bro, so I mean, hearing this backstory, I'm first time meeting you guys, but I can see where like your I say your greatness comes from, because you guys been doing this for a while. You know, I don't want to say my perception is you just started yesterday, because I know you've been doing this for a minute. But there's so much critiqueness within you guys itself, and you guys went through the trials and tribulations. So now I can see why and where a lot of this shit's coming from.
Like it feels like we started recently because we literally just went live, I guess. Because we did put songs in SoundCloud or
like
YouTube,
yeah.
because we were always worried back then. We were like, we need to buy a beat, because he didn't know anything about
Making
nothing
beats
at all.
For shit.
I had some idea, because back in the day, I had a friend of mine. His name is Daniel. He's into EDM and electronic music. So he started using FL Studio.
Yeah.
And then he taught me a little bit, but I barely knew the basics. And then when I met him, we started fucking around with FL Studio, Logic, and Pro Tools and everything else. But he got more in depth onto that, because he became the guy doing all that stuff behind the scenes.
Definitely.
And then we stopped like meeting up with him, because he was just going through his own shit. And then we both were like, bro, we gotta figure this shit out. So I was literally go to his house, trying to figure it out. Sit for like 5 hours,
because
6.
you stepped in when he needed you guys.
Figure it out. Because that's at the end of the day, that's what we had to do. And same thing with like right now at the beginning of the year, like I told you, I believe that they were doing their own stuff, but I do know and knew back before I started dropping songs or whatever, or even recording again, that they want to do the same thing that I'm doing, but they're caught up in life itself, that they seem to think that they don't have time to do what they really want to do.
Right.
So by me just going and doing that thing, kind of like giving them that push that they've given me so many times, I've helped.
You owe it to them.
Exactly, to
You
do
owe it
that,
to
to
them.
not do it to myself and figure it out. Like he was doing his own stuff, and we're like, bro, I told Gabriel, yo, come to my house, let's figure it out. Let's buy an interface, or let's buy the mic, and let's do this. Let's start recording. Sounds like shit, but let's start somewhere. Let's do it, and then let's not worry about mixing, mastering, and all that crap. Like that's
one step at a time.
One step at a time. Let's figure it
Well,
out.
I'm like a fucking Tesla battery, bro. I'm gonna be the fucking energy behind your backs, because one thing I hate is waste of talent.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Once you step in the room with me, there's no fucking going back. I'm gonna be on your asses, no homo, and be like, yo, like it's time,
bro.
Yeah,
that shit, bro.
Yeah. Hey, no, because listen, I honestly, I guess I've never admitted this, and I don't even think it's something I need to admit. But I started off with my brother. My whole show, everything started off with my brother. My brother's a great rapper. Super dope. I have videos of my brother, me and him, where he's freestyling, nothing written, and I'll say apple, I'll say A, I'll say green, I'll say post office, and he's just rapping off every word I say. So he's naturally just a good rapper. He's a waste of talent, and I always got mad at that, because I love hip hop, and I look at him and I say, bro, if I could fucking rap, if I was as good as you, I would fucking do something with it. So every time I see somebody that's good at something, especially when it comes to hip hop or rap or whatever it is, or just music in general, and they don't do it, or they don't do nothing with it, it aggravates me, and I kind of take it personal. But then I've learned over the years as well that art is a form where some people want to do it when they want to do it. They do it when they can't do it. My daughter draws very well. There's a lot of drawings around the house that my daughter drawn. He's seen some of them. But I've learned that she doesn't draw when she wants. I mean, she doesn't draw every day. She draws when she wants. And I don't want to be that parent to tell her, you're good at something, do it. You're a football player.
Right.
So then me doing that with my daughter, I've learned that I got to do that with critiquing art. Excuse me. Just noticed. This isn't fucking driving me crazy throughout the whole video. Fuck, bro. ADD, bro.
Like the same way.
Shit, bro. Now the whole video of the beginning is gonna have that. But I've noticed that that you gotta give the artist the space. But I think God did send me in this world where I am that over the top friend that's gonna give you the fucking energy that you really don't hear. Like I'm not the yes man. I'm not the yes man. I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna be like, yo, that shit sucks. And let's keep
garbage,
going.
bro. Come on.
Yeah,
Do better.
and life situations like you're gonna go through a breakup. You're gonna be broke. You're gonna be pissing in the wind sometimes when it comes to this whole music thing. But the only way you lose is if you quit. There's no other ways you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
How else would you lose?
Yeah.
There's no other option besides making it. So when you make it, you won. But the only way you lose is if you quit.
Yeah. Stop.
Because you have to remind yourself. It's like I want to say it's like sports. How many people are great at sports but don't make it to the major leagues?
I met a few.
You know, but there's not nobody that was great and just became famous or made it to the major leagues. They put in that work. They didn't quit. Once you quit, that's it. That's your fault. Nobody didn't do it. Like unless you, as a musician, unless you lose your fucking vocal cords. Like there's blind rappers. There's one leg. I mean, I just see. Not to be funny, there's a deaf rapper.
No shit.
And it's not making really much sense, but he's doing it, bro.
Yeah,
like,
wild.
you know what I'm saying? So we can sit and joke about it, but motherfuckers doing a lot more than people that claim they want to do it.
Yeah.
People that are limited too.
If he could, why can't? Yeah.
Right. And the only way to lose is if you quit. Yeah. So this is how this interview goes, bro. Sometimes we go left and we go real deep
It's
on the
cool.
left.
No,
Sorry.
What happened to your brother?
My brother's just lazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I say I'm that friend. I'm that friend, and I always tell people, like, I'm gonna give it to you the way I wanted to receive it. No homo. Like if I'm fucking up, I want you to tell me I'm fucking up. I want you to call me out on every single flaw I do because I'm the type of person that I'm very passionate. Matic knows me. Like we're like yin and yang. We're opposite, but then we're like alike. But he knows that I'm over the top because I'm very passionate about everything I speak about and everything I do. And sometimes it may come off as fuck shit. And I want somebody to say, you gotta relax, Willie. Like, you gotta chill. Like, that wasn't, And I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna hear it. But if you don't tell me I'm fucking up, I'm gonna do what I think.
Right.
I'm gonna do what I think is right. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't need yes men in our lives. Because yes men we'll crash out with yes men. Because if I'm doing some fuck shit and none of y'all ain't telling me about it, and y'all just be like, yeah, but that's Litty Willie. Litty Willie's gonna fucking crash out someday, some way, and he's not gonna have his friends that were supposed to tell him, yo, you were supposed to wild. You went too wild with that one. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's no, you good. It ain't going. That's why like I hear y'all story and it's like it's dope because like you said when he couldn't do it, you stepped in. And you guys learned it and things like that. So I want to know individually. Do you have stage names or do you guys go by those names or artist names or?
So I go by Vibrant.
Vibrant.
Vibrant. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my stage name would be my last name, which is Royo.
Royo.
Royo. Yeah.
Royo. Oh, okay. They meant like royal, like the crown.
Well, that's like the catch.
Oh,
if I say it to you, you kind of don't really know, but I think it might be that, but it's just my last name.
Dope. It worked though. It's a conversation starter. You see, it's dope though. Okay. So individually, this is gonna be a little bit longer than usual, but we only have one song, so now it cuts my time off with the song. Where did it start with hip hop for you?
Damn. It started in first in the middle school. Bro, honestly, my whole life, I was listening to different kinds of music, but to be honest, it was Flatbush Zombies that really put me on
shit.
To lyrical shit, and I was like, damn, this is fire, bro.
Flatbush?
Hell yeah.
I was just explaining to him who Bodega Bams is.
Oh yeah, it's fire, bro.
So, because of
Fire.
Bodega Bam's doing a lot with
Mhm.
Flap. Oh, God damn, you see, he's musically inclined. God damn it. Now you're good. This is our show, bro. Okay, sorry to cut you. But Flatbush.
But yeah, so then from there, I'll just start exploring and shit, like seeing other artists that they're related to and stuff. And it just came like, I was like, bro, I can do this too. Like, and there would be people in middle school that would rap. I think, you remember Nick?
Yeah,
like
Nick,
yeah. There would be Nick G. I think you interviewed him.
Nick Garcia.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys were from up there.
Yeah, he.
Okay.
We went to the same middle school and shit.
Shout out to Nick. I was just with him.
Freaking
The Pinga.
Yeah, that's really his thing.
Yeah. Fucking he would like rap in class and shit. I'm like, bro, I can do that shit too, but like I'm too nervous to do it. Like fuck.
Right.
But I can write. I can do it. Like
Right.
you know. So it was just building on that and shit. And so like now I'm like, all right, now I should do it. Like
Okay.
like I don't know what's stopping me before, but
Still doing it.
still doing it. Yeah.
And the Royal? Talk to me.
So for me, man, I mean, I feel like everyone's a fan of music, you know, all different types of genres. So,
Right.
but for me, I had a friend, which Brent knows as well. His name is Roger. And so, and he also raps too. I just don't know if he still raps.
Right.
But he was kind of showing me that side of things where it came down to the lyrics and the rhyme scheme, and kind of introducing me to his music and what he was putting out and stuff like that. So from there, it kind of like tuned my mind into that, in the sense of when it came down to hip hop, paying attention to the lyrics and the things that were being said.
Right.
So when I really started listening, and you know, that obviously led me down to a path of different artists, from people that are recently coming out to old school,
Right.
and really listening to the lyrics and actually, you know, catching the bars and not them going over my head. That really, like, that's something that I fell in love with, where people were coming up with these rhyme schemes and how they said this, and then the way they said it out, you know, you just get that feeling of like, you know, so it excites you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that really drew me into it.
Right.
Also, you know, Roger as well. So that opened up that door for me, and I kind of wanted to recreate that, you know, for myself, to write those things where I can be like, damn,
Dope.
you know, I said that.
Dope.
You know?
And you seem like a calculated person, so it looks like you'll take time to make sure your shit can make somebody say, damn.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I do want that, but it's kind of like a battle within myself, because you get too stuck on the way you want to say things, but then you lose sight of, like, is this flowing? You know, is this flowing right? You know what I mean? So I'm trying to work on having that whole balance, to have everything come together in a nice, you know.
Who was the first person you listened to or heard in hip hop where you're like, damn, I want to do this? Famous, because I know you say Roger introduced you to this.
Yeah. Man, I mean, there's been so many people, but you know,
what hip hop song stuff that you still can remember this day?
Well, I mean, you know, there's Wu-Tang, there's Big Pun, there's Biggie.
Follow this circle here.
I'm looking for Big Pun right now. Yes.
Listen, let me tell you, Wu-Tang, I really appreciate it, because their rap and their style was all over the place, but like in a very good way.
Did you watch the show? Because I made him watch it.
Yeah, I watched it. I wasn't able to finish it.
Okay,
but
please.
you know,
Please. If you like Wu-Tang, watch the show.
But to be honest, the artist that I really like was inclined to was Mac Miller.
Okay.
Just for that same reason of his style of writing was very, you know, versatile and very diverse. But the things this guy would say was like, you know, random stuff, making jokes, saying shit that you wouldn't even like. What the fuck is this
The
guy?
Kids mixtape is one of the most
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, you know, following that and seeing how he
evolved.
Yeah, exactly. That's something. But either way, throughout his whole lifespan, you know, R.I.P. Mac Miller. But
It's crazy how even on one of his songs before he died, he predicted his own death.
Yeah.
Like literally,
That's
word for word on how it was gonna happen, and I think that's living in truth in your own lyrics.
Biggie
Type shit. Yeah.
Biggie did the same, correct?
But yeah, man, I'd say Mac Miller definitely.
Mac Miller.
was the one that did it for me, just because of his style and stuff. I really.
Where the fuck are you guys been? I haven't met y'all just till today, man. Yeah. See, all right. So you see how you like Wu-Tang, right?
Okay.
But Wu-Tang wouldn't be Wu-Tang without ODB. I'm the ODB of Wu-Tang, but without drugs. I'm the ODB of Wu-Tang without drugs.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the introduction. We talked about how you guys met. Talked about you guys individually. So I want to talk into some weekly facts, weekly things that's going on in the industry. You may know about it, you may not see. So I'm a journalist, but I'm also a person that stays in tune with everything that's going on with hip hop, without hip hop. So I want to start off. Jacksonville rapper Julio died last night. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's
Heard of him?
Julio. He's from Jacksonville. They're kind of like a South drill, but basically dissing the dead. He's made videos laying on a tombstone of one of the persons that died. That's how disrespectful.
Damn.
Yeah, this super disrespectful. He made a song about a person that died and said, basically, 3 died, 1 got hit, and then for his birthday, 3 got hit and 1 died. He was the one that died.
Wow.
And he died on his birthday. Yeah, it's horrible. They killed him on his birthday in a Holiday Inn in Tampa. I bring this up because, and I don't entertain beef. If you pay attention to it's a lot of work because it's 9 years of me doing podcasting. One thing I don't do is I don't entertain beef. I don't entertain drama. I don't do that. But I want to bring up the fact that a lot of these young guys don't understand that for every action there's a reaction.
Yeah.
For every action there's a reaction. Let's take out religion, because not too many people are religious these days. But for every action there's a reaction. For a positive there's a negative.
Mm-hmm.
So for everything that you do, you have to be prepared for it to come back to you at least as much as you give it, if not 10 times worse. And this is, in my opinion, the mass media or the big companies trying to take over our hip hop because they see that this sells. The song that he had a song on TikTok that was, I was watching on earlier, it was like 8.6 million hashtags. And it was a diss song talking about the person that his crew allegedly killed. But TikTok sees this, all these algorithms see, and nobody's seeing this. So rest in peace to both people, and rest in condolences to both sides of the family, because what we don't understand, and 21 Savage said this, is there's no reset button. This is not a game. Life is not a game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to die and then say, I'm coming back with this new life I had.
Yeah.
And life is short.
Right.
You have to understand, we take 20 years to become an adult.
That's okay, right?
No, of course. We take 20 years. We get 20, 25 years, some of us longer, to become an adult. Once you become an adult, let's say you become a famous person.
Mm-hmm.
You get 20, 25 years old, you become a famous person, right? Then you got 10 years to spend it and then figure out how to keep it. You're at 35. At 35, you either keep going or you lose it. So at 40, you're done. 40 to 60, what's the average person living to these days?
70, 75.
Yeah, and I don't want to be this gray cloud. I don't want to be because listen, I live a great life. I love life. But I want reality to see, that's a work phone. I want reality to really stick and into a lot of people, to make them understand that life is short, bro. And a lot of them don't know nothing else. They're not blessed to have parents to tell them this is right, this is wrong. I just posted a thing on Instagram the other day about the kid in handcuffs with his dirt bike.
I saw that. Mm-hmm.
But it's like, what option does that kid have? What is there to do in Homestead in the summer? what rec
I just
centers?
moved here, so I don't know. To move down
No,
here.
right.
But
Right.
right now, what is there right now for kids?
You know, and we
That's
come.
true. Yeah.
We all come from different backgrounds, so
Mhm.
maybe you are fortunate enough to have gone to grandma's house. My kids are with my mom right now. They're spending the summer with her. Or you're fortunate enough to go to a rec center or something, a camp or something like that. But for all the kids that don't have nothing else to do, they don't have the money to go somewhere. What do they have? So I bring this up just to bring awareness. I want to be the great cloud, and that's why I started off with this. Rest in peace.
I saw the post, and I never heard of the guy, and I didn't know, but just to me, it's even to like what happened to Pop Smokes.
Right.
And that to me is
And
very,
this killer just got out today.
yeah. That man got released, and to me it doesn't make sense. And obviously, yeah, like how you said it, there's for every action there's a reaction, and you pay for every action that you make. At the end of the day, the truth always comes out to the light. But I feel like those type of things just should bring awareness to the type of things. Just that lets you know that there's something wrong that we're doing as people and as human beings. There's something wrong that we are not doing, and we're feeding off the wrong wolf that we should be feeding. There's a story that you have two wolves in you, and you decide which one you feed. Either you feed the black one, you feed the white one, you feed the good one or the evil one.
Right.
So you decide to. Right now, I feel for me as is, it just siding out with the good one. If you are being that person and you're excelling and then you're standing out for doing the right thing, you're classified as you're doing the wrong thing.
Right.
It's like the world's kind of upside down. You're supposed to be acting out the way that everybody's acting out, and if you act differently, it's
You're
like,
weird.
yeah, you're weird.
You're weird.
When back then was different. You're doing the good thing, you're good. You're doing the bad thing, you're acting weird, type of
Right.
thing. So
Right.
I feel like that's just out of place.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
It's
Tell me.
It's like the energy you put out too. It's like,
Correct.
Well, yeah,
Like you put out the energy that you're, a thug or whatever, or like anything that like, oh yeah, I kill people or some shit like that. Like
You're gonna get it back.
It's gonna come back to you.
You're gonna get it back.
People are gonna see that and they're like, all right, you
I
got
saw-
it.
I
So
saw,
then we're gonna come at you.
NLE Choppa, I believe that's his name, and then he was putting out a bunch of songs and stuff like that, and then I believe I saw an interview or a message that he was sending that he was saying like, oh, like I don't understand everything that I'm putting out, kind of like he himself realizing that he's been making mistakes, and not even like you and I have talked about this. Like if you live that life, that's good for you to talk about it. If you don't, you should respect the fact and appreciate the fact that you're not living through it, and you're living a different life, and you shouldn't be even talking about it, because one thing is to talk about it because you lived through it, and one thing is not to talk about it and you don't even know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So
or like promoting it.
Right.
Exactly. You
Right,
shouldn't
right,
promote it
right,
because
right.
you're a facade, you're
Right.
phony, you didn't live that. So, and that's fine.
100%
Like
correct.
that dude, it's putting out stuff that he lived, and that's fine. You can talk about it, and you can relate stories about that. But if you promote it, you're making a mistake, because there's a younger person just like you listening to you, looking up to you, and as the person that you are, they view you as a role model, and they may follow your steps, because just like me, or just like you, or just like Brent or yourself, you look at, let's say for example, you look Big Pun and you look at him, rest in peace, you look at him as an example. You don't rap or whatever, but you look at him, you look up to him because he's an artist. You know me? So whatever minimal action that he may have done, you look up to it, and you're like, damn, maybe I should do the same. In your brain, it takes something like, maybe I should do. He went to Publix, maybe I should go to Publix too. You look at Tab, it's an influencer to you. And right now in this day and age, everything is an influence. Like I fear for my younger sister, anything is an influence. If a girl goes and does drugs and they posting that on TikTok as a trend, I feel that she's gonna go ahead and do it. Same thing with songs.
Preaching to the choir. I got 3 kids, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So like, if they're listening to that type of stuff, and I'm not saying that the songs right now, we talked about this.
Right.
The songs right now are whatever. But why are we classifying good speaking lyricism or rhyme schemes or whatever they're talking about, real stuff, or like why are we nailing to the wall things that actually have a message?
Because of big business.
Exactly.
That's the answer. Because of big business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because of big business.
What we're talking about.
Right. Because violence sells, sex sells.
Exactly.
The two most sold books in the world, if you didn't know, is the Bible and any porno book. No, honestly, Google
That
it.
makes sense.
No, those are the two number one things that sex and religion, sex and religion, and violence.
Yep.
So, if you got a rapper that's rapping good lyrics, all this, but it's just hitting a plateau of everybody's listening to the music. It's like kind of like jazz. Jazz is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz, I mean, we sit here and listen to jazz and we feel a vibe, but jazz ain't sounding like rock and roll hip hop.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have no violence. It doesn't
Right.
have any sex. It doesn't have any of that. You know what I'm saying? So the more you speak about that, but you know, then, and that's the thing about hip hop. Hip hop gets this negative stigma, and we're all Hispanic. You're Hispanic as well.
Yeah.
We're all Hispanic, so older parents, and not my mom in particular, because my mom was raised in the South Bronx and she grew up on hip hop, and that's why I learned from hip hop. But her mother, my mom's 52. She's young. Older parents, they listen to the music that we listen to, and they're like, "What is that? You know, it's horrible." Blah blah. It gets a negative stigma in hip hop. Mm-hmm. So then when you have situations like this occur, it only just
feeds into that
right.
stigma. Mm-hmm.
And French Montana said something that was even scarier, but factual, was these companies or these record labels have insurance policies on these artists. So when they get paid, when they die, they get paid.
No shit.
Yeah,
I know that.
because you know, if I'm a business,
you
want to
insurance.
protect your
yeah.
asset.
So
right.
I'm gonna take now. If I'm a business and I know you're talking about killing people and you're in the streets, I'm gonna take out the fattest fucking insurance I can on your ass, because I know.
Yeah.
Why do you think a bunch of these violent artists are getting signed from nowhere? Another reason why you ask, well, how come somebody that doesn't rap very well and is poetic? Why? Because the payout is not as big.
It's where the money's at.
It's where the money's at, right? It's a business.
50 Cent posted in his book. He said that he posted a picture in a building. He went to the rooftop and he took a picture in the corner of the building, on the edge of it, and then he said, "Living life with no limits," or something. Living life on the edge. His insurance company called him 10 minutes later after his photo went up live, and he's like, "If you post something like that again, we're gonna have to cancel your insurance." Imagine why.
What?
Imagine why.
Listen,
Imagine why.
tell him.
Because the amount of money that you're gonna lose, his insurance that is gonna have to pay to whoever he's with. It's like you're gonna have to cancel your insurance or get a bigger one, or go with somebody else. It's the same thing to the point of what you're saying. But these people are doing probably the opposite. You're rapping about killing people or like, you know, whatever the fuck.
Well, they do their homework too, because they're giving labels. I mean, they're giving deals to people that are really doing this shit in the street. They're not just giving deals to people that are just saying this shit and like. No, they're giving deals to people that they're doing their homework. Oh yeah, he really kills in real life.
Yeah,
let's sign this motherfucker.
Which I want to say it's kind of like I don't know necessarily the right word, but like how you were saying of, you know, the labels and stuff are signing these people because, you know, there's money in that, but then in turn, you know, with the labels and them signing these people is the music that's being released to the masses.
Right.
It's like, you know, everywhere. So it's kind of like a turn and turn where we want to have people to appreciate, you know, real music and things that are not, you know, with negative, you know, influences. But it's just like, where does this cycle end of them wanting to promote these people so that they can make money, but at the same time, everyone's just taking in the music. So it's like, you know what I'm trying to say?
I think they big businesses don't really care, because they figure, well, we're trading future assets by putting that music out, because future assets, like you said, it's influenced. So there's people, younger kids that are listening to it, and the big business is like, if he dies, we'll get a $600 million insurance check. But then we got 600 million kids doing the shit that they did, and we'll get one out of those that are gonna do that stupid shit again.
And it's a small investment for them.
It's a small investment, and that's what I was telling Matic when we first interviewed. Was I do believe that lyrical hip hop is gonna come back. I believe that the whole Drake and Kendrick situation is just a seed that's gonna a dirty seed that was planted that's going to turn into a beautiful flower or a beautiful tree, because that set the trend on being able to know how to rap. But I was telling Matic when we first started that lyrical hip hop will come back. In general, history repeats itself. We know this already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You're right about that.
You can only kill so many people. You can only sell so much drug.
Oh yeah, I'm not finished with that.
You can only sell so much drugs. You can only kill so many people till people start like, oh, this shit's whack. And then when people start dying left and right, it's like, okay, somebody's gonna be like, I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah.
And then they'll have to go back, regroup, figure out. And if you don't know, just pay attention to what we were talking about. Pay attention to what was going on. Last year was the first year in all hip hop years that we didn't have a #1 hip hop song.
Yeah.
And country came in.
Mm-hmm.
And then miraculously, when all this happens, Kendrick and Drake start beefing. And now we got #1 hits. So big businesses are bigger than us. Like their brains, you don't understand. We think we're smart. We're fucking pellet compared to their mentality of business and marketing and all these other things.
They have a whole.
They're planning that shit from the beginning.
They have a whole think tank.
Yeah.
You have a whole think tank. So all this shit is made. Algorithms are made on purpose. Things like that.
Algorithms are.
Yeah. None of that. I had a guy that told me, I didn't know about your show until I watched your show. Now your show shows up on my feed every day.
Wow.
And I was like, dope shit. And he's like, no, it's cool because I like it. Like I like it.
Right.
He's like, it's funny how algorithm works because I've seen you on Instagram and I've scrolled through it, but until I started clicking your page, clicking your link, clicking it, and he's like, bro, now this shit is everywhere. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I like algorithms.
Right.
Connecting it, my bad to cut you off. But, the reason why I was on the phone because I was looking it up to something that you said that history repeats itself. Bob Marley said of the Redemption song, he said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, number ourselves can free our mind, have no fear for atomic energy because none of them can stop the time. So I feel like even there to that extent, you can't stop time. You can't stop things from repeating itself.
Nope.
From going into a cycle and going in.
I'm 36 years old. I think I've seen bell bottoms repeat itself 3 times already.
Bell bottoms?
Bell bottom jeans.
Oh.
You know what those are? No.
No.
So the jeans that they flare out in the
bottom.
bottom.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And it's sting again now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, people are coming back with the mullet.
The mullet.
Right.
It's a thing now. Yeah, it's just a thing. Like, oh my god, like look at it. Back then it was
perfect example. Glasses. There was a point where no.
Glasses
are dope now, but there was a time back then.
Everybody had contacts.
Yeah, everybody had contacts. You had glasses on. You was a nerd, but now glasses is fucking dope.
Cool, right.
Braces. My kids want to get braces. When I was growing up,
you didn't get braces.
You didn't want braces.
You look like a weirdo.
Right.
They want to get braces. Like, so, it's history in it, and it works in a funny way. Shout out to Joel Santana. He just dropped the song. Are you guys familiar with Joel Santana?
I'm not familiar with
Okay.
I don't listen to his stuff, but
Dipset? Cameron? Damn,
I know Cameron.
Okay,
I've heard
Cameron.
a few songs.
Okay, so Dipset is
Cameron,
Dipset is Jim Jones, Cameron, and Joel Santana, Freaky Zeke. When you get some time, check the song out. Party and Bullshit by Joel Santana, dope track. Before we get into the song, Drake and Kendrick will be the whole summer. I got another topic for Matic. He loves talking about Kendrick and Drake.
Was there anything else?
No, I'm just promoting.
Between Drake
just
and
happened.
Kendrick?
Yeah. So now I'm bringing this up. Wait.
Okay.
That's the topic. I'm introducing it. So more stuff to this. So I respect Joe Budden. I don't like his antics, but I respect him as a journalist. I call him Joe Butthead. I don't call him Joe Budden. But I respect him as a journalist 160%. I just think he's corny as fuck. Shout out to Joe Budden. But he said this on his podcast. The job is done dismantling Drake. It went from me to passing the baton to Pusha, then Pusha passing the baton to Kendrick. No one man could have taken him down. Thoughts?
Well said. I'll let your button in it, but
let them start because I'll let you finish. They're new on the show.
Go for it.
Thoughts? Just thoughts on that.
Right.
As far as the Pusha T kind of like situation, I didn't really pay attention to it.
Okay.
But it just didn't feel as strong as the Kendrick one. Cause
wait, but he says it took time, and not one man could have taken him down.
Nah, I don't think so. I think Kendrick could Could have done it.
So why didn't he?
I don't know.
Well, wait.
That is the question.
Did you hear? What was the name of the Pusha T diss?
There's a bunch.
Adonis?
Yeah.
You heard it.
No, he didn't hear it because if you heard
I
it,
didn't really. Yeah, I didn't really.
You heard when I posted it, right? And you see the video I put to it.
Of course. If you heard that shit, you would not be speaking right now.
This is true. Maybe I'm.
He said you are hiding in the sun. God damn it! Let that son come home. Something like
yeah. He literally made the reason why
Drake had a son and nobody knew about it.
The reason why he brought him to the light it was because of that song. Literally.
And the cover of that cover of that song was Drake in blackface.
I saw that, yeah.
And it was a real picture that Drake took.
Jesus.
And he didn't respond from that.
And you got to remember, Pusha T is a nasty rapper.
But Drake didn't respond to that.
He didn't, right? No.
Nope.
So that was so he understands this whole thing now. So your thoughts on that before I go forward? Or there is nothing you can say.
As right now, no comment. No comment. Listening to what's going on.
The fact that he says, and you rebutted it, but he said no one man could have brought Drake down. And we had this discussion. You see, Joe Budden's saying this, and Joe Budden is not a Drake fan. We had this discussion last time where I said, listen, Kendrick Lamar took the throne as the best rapper out right now. He took the throne. There's no debate about that. If you debate that, you're an idiot.
Right.
Drake is the better artist. Kendrick's the better rapper. Just like Tupac and Biggie. There's always the forever debate. In my opinion, Biggie was the better rapper. Tupac was the better artist. They kill me for that. Whatever. Fuck it. But it's my opinion. That's hip hop.
Yeah.
But my question is that if it was the other way around and everybody went against Kendrick, would it have been felt the same way? What do you think?
It depends on how people viewed Kendrick at the time.
No, I don't know. Don't get political.
No,
with me.
fair,
Don't defend. If everybody in hip hop formed Voltron and went against Kendrick, they would have said that's not fair. This is not. Of course, he lost. Everybody went against him. See what I'm saying? And I'm not taking the fact that Kendrick won the top rapper. Now listen, I'm not arguing it.
I gotta give you the 28 song right now. The 28 face right
now. Go ahead.
I think it's like with Meek Mill and Drake. Since Meek Mill wasn't the bigger artist, maybe not because I don't know if Kendrick's bigger or not as far as perspective. But that's why Drake won in that scenario, you know. But yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
I think there wouldn't be a reason. I think the reason would have shown stating that you shouldn't feel bad for Kendrick in that scenario.
I mean, Kendrick would have defended himself at the same time. Kendrick would have
lost. I think he would have been able to hold his own
with everybody getting there.
I feel so. Yeah.
Would have been able to hold.
I feel like he would have shown, and even if he would have lost, he would have gone to the extent of losing, but still standing his ground. He lost standing
honorably.
Yeah.
It's also that Kendrick shot the first shot too.
Yeah.
So I think that matters too.
Yes.
Who shot first? If Drake would have just straight up done a diss track out of nowhere,
and he shot first. He shot both.
You see, I'm on the fence with both people here, and I always give them both their respect because I always say Kendrick won the respect as the better rapper. There's no debate.
Well, would you say that the status between the two has changed?
In what way?
Like in terms of
fame?
Yeah, in terms
like
of
now or before?
No, between the whole.
I think Kendrick won. Kendrick got a double whammy. Kendrick got the respect of everybody. He's gonna be the best rapper for the next decade.
The thing is that at least me, I've always felt that about Kendrick. Like with Drake coming at him and stuff like that, I just felt like even with the whole thing with J. Cole and how he took out his part, but I was kind of curious to see how Kendrick would have responded because just curious about that. But I feel like at the end of the day, Kendrick, with the whole thing that was going on, I know Kendrick is a better rapper, like you said, and I feel like what happened is what I expected to happen between that.
But like I said, it's a double whammy because Kendrick now wins this. I mean, like I said, unless something comes out of nowhere, or unless some industry plants a good rapper, Kendrick will now be for the next decade the best rapper out right now. But on top of that, he wins by going against Drake. Because what else goes up for Kendrick? All his music, all his catalogs, we can sit here now and say, yeah, Kendrick's the best rapper, but was Kendrick pulling in the numbers like that before he started beefing with Drake? Was he?
Can't say.
His last album,
The numbers don't lie. Come on, Matic.
I don't know.
No.
We're not saying it was trash.
No,
Right.
It's not trash.
We're just saying it was trash.
The
There was
numbers
just
don't lie.
we going back to the conversation we just
Right.
said where making good music wasn't selling and all this thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said in the beginning, we needed this. It's a dirty seed that's gonna print out a beautiful fucking
it
flip the
people recognize that.
Right.
And also it make people actually look onto everybody, because we look at that. When Big Pun said in Twins, 29 shots, and that song Twins, and it don't stop, 20,
I think
29
that's why we
shots.
became good friends because he's a pun fan.
We look at lyrics.
Right.
And I think now nobody did that until the point of this happening.
And this happening.
It
right.
went from 10% of the population looking at the lyrics to like literally 90% of the population looking at what did he say. Sometimes you gotta pop out a show and certified boogie, man. I'm the one that looking specifically.
Right,
Oh my
so
God,
now they're doing their homework on that diss song. So then they go back and say, "Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
He said
I didn't know he was this nice on this. I didn't know he was this nice on that."
Yeah.
And it educates people to now listen to good music.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as much as people want to say it, Drake ain't trash neither. Drake's not trash. Because, see, that's what's getting me angry too. There's a lot of now Kendrick stans are you listen to Drake. Motherfucker, you listen to Drake. I heard you in the shower listening to Drake. Cut that shit out, motherfucker.
Which is fine. It's fine. It's
you
great.
listen to Drake. Drake's not trash, bro. Drake's not trash.
Listen to me. That's fine.
I like Drake.
Yeah, I remember we bumped up fucking Scorpio and I forgot that song that we.
If you're reading this, it's too late, but then I always. They put the stigma in my brain, like, did he write that? So, but it was a dope. It was a dope part.
Regardless, it's under him, and it's if you look up Drake, it's his song, it's his album, or whatever. Regardless if he made it or not.
And we talked about referencing because if all four of us are sitting in the room right now, all four of us, right now, and you make a mixtape or an album, whatever it is, and all four of us, and we're sitting, we're drinking, we're smoking, we're fucking hanging out, whatever the fuck it is, and you say ABC 1 2 3. I'm going to the store and I got fat whores, and I'll be like, yo, ABC 1 2 3 sounds dope, but you should say ABC 1 2 3. I'm on my knee and I gotta break it because there's a fat whore. I just gave you a line.
That's technically already.
And and I say it in the mic, and then I got a fuck boy that's gonna go and release it and say he didn't write his lyrics. Litty Willie did. Let's say that could fall into that calendar. You know, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. But Kendrick. Like I say, Kendrick won. There's no win. There's no debate about it. Kendrick won. That's it.
Yeah.
And what happened right now? That I don't know if you have it there, but they had a pop out show, 19th. He sang "Not Like Us" 7 times, I believe.
20,000 people.
20,000 people, and it only fit. I think it fit like
20,000 people.
Yeah. He sang that song 7 times, and everybody was there, and it was Blood and Crips in it.
LA.
Together. LA. Whole LA. So you had literally 2 different gangs that have been beefing for I don't know how many fucking years.
Artists from LA that never came together.
That never came together. Whole black hippie fucking shit came out together. Schoolboy Q, Absol, J-Rock, everybody was there. Together. Singing that fucking song. And literally the next day they were making the fucking video of Not Like Us.
So now media take out saying that Drake is gonna take DJ Mustard's wife out now or something. Yeah, it's getting ugly.
Ugly as fuck. But to that extent,
That's petty, bro.
imagine
at that point.
It's hip hop.
Can
Sorry to tell you, it's hip hop, bro.
Drake can fill up an album. Can Drake can fill up a stadium, but Drake cannot do. I don't believe it.
Legendary
shit like that.
Yeah, legendary. Yet we don't know.
Yet
We don't know.
Prove me wrong.
See, prove me wrong, because I love to say prove me wrong, because I'm one that talks very passionate, but then I always have to tell myself, shut the fuck up, because somebody's gonna make you look stupid.
Hopefully he proves me wrong. But if he doesn't, I'm good.
So are we clear? Anything else on the Drake and Kendrick? Because you guys are new to this. We've been doing this.
I was gonna
for
play
weeks.
Adonis. I was gonna play Adonis right now. I don't know if you guys mind.
You want me to cut the camera off because it's gonna get?
No. I'll play it after. I'll play it after.
Just a comment on lyrics and stuff.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Just recording.
Yeah, I'm good.
That something I've noticed, at least in like I would watch music videos and stuff, and like stuff that's like not like crazy like lyrical or whatever, and people will be like, yo, this bar is hard or whatever, and I'll be like, bro, that's like basic as fuck, like.
Yeah.
So it's also
I
like
get that,
and I'm like, bro, like you're not reading into it too much, like, and this is not like super lyrical or super like cerebral or whatever, but at the same time, like, it's fun music too, so it's like
I feel like things have changed where like, and I think Tory Lane said this, like, nobody cares about the lyrics but they care about the melodies, which is fine, and I get that. That's one part.
I don't even think it costs that anymore. I think they don't even care about money. I think they care about promotion.
Yeah, exactly.
How much is getting promoted?
Exactly.
How much you're seeing it? How much you're hearing it?
How much?
Right.
Yeah, and that's something that I feel like needs to be changed, and I believe the change, hopefully, that it is happening right now, that people are paying more attention to what is being said and what's the sound that's coming out. You know, your voice, your tone, what are you talking about? What's the message that you're trying to put out? You know, whatever. I feel like it went from a few people to now some people are trying to like listen to it and really dive into what's being said and written. So, yeah.
It's you know, one thing my brother told me was, because my brother likes to gamble, especially with scratch offs, right? He does, and he's always winning, bro. He's won like an $8,000 scratch off.
Damn,
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, bro, but you see how we're all shocked, right? I'm like, bro, I said, bro, you always fucking winning this. You know what he told me? The most inspiring piece of shit advice I've ever got. It's my little brother. He says, you can't hit if you ain't playing.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
So I'm like, fuck
that
you,
makes
but
sense.
he makes sense.
That makes sense, though.
Fuck it, right? It's like, you know, we can sit here and bitch about whatever music's out here, but how much are we doing to try to change it?
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, we can't say that that sucks, because you know what that person that you think sucks is doing that you're not doing?
He's putting out more.
Outworking than you. He's outworking you. Straight up.
Absolutely.
He's outworking you. So no matter what your opinion is on his music and how it sounds, one thing he's doing better than you is he's working more.
I feel like one thing that we don't, and I'm pretty sure that you guys haven't realized this, but I realized this
that
today,
we haven't, or
that you haven't, is that, for example, reggaeton music, that I feel like the reggaeton artists, if you realize this, it seems like they fucking do a song.
I'm old, so reggaeton is trap Spanish or reggaeton's reggaeton. So me, reggaeton is
No,
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
If you realize, like, for example, as Daddy Yankee, because I've heard Daddy Yankee my whole life, they seem like they make a song every fucking day.
Yeah, it's every fucking day. Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, 100%.
You get mad because it's everywhere, and it's because they make a fucking song every day.
Yep.
You get mad because it's reggaeton, but it's it's everywhere because they make it every day. So what are you doing to change that if you don't want that to be a sound that you listen to every day? You gotta make it every day.
Well, it was like 6ix9ine. Everybody hated 6ix9ine, but I told them, you know how you kill 6ix9ine? Stop talking about 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
Right.
Straight out, like there's no other better answer. I don't care what, and we're still talking about him. The name came out. I'm guilty for it right now, but
no, but you still know.
The only way you make something not relevant is you stop speaking about it.
Yeah.
Literally.
The devil gets stronger the more you speak about him.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip because we were supposed to have 2 songs, so I'm gonna skip the song pause. Do anybody have to use the bathroom before we keep going?
No, you're good.
Time out.
Yeah, we're good.
Think
I'm
about
alright.
it.
Think I'm alright.
Think or
I'm
push.
getting. Look, if I go pee, I'm gonna pee.
Oh, you want to break the seal?
I'm good.
All right, got you. We call it breaking the seal. Once you break the seal, you gotta keep going after that. That's an old school saying.
Never heard of it.
Breaking the seal. So when you're drinking, you don't piss the first piss. You hold it as much as you can, because once you piss and it's a light piss, you're gonna keep going. It's a flow. You broke the seal.
Makes sense.
Get it? I feel really old, bro. I'm getting old, bro.
So you're what?
This means you're OG now.
What?
How old are you?
25.
26,
27.
36.
Damn.
Dang.
And I've been so.
Nah, that's not that old. That's
No,
not.
no, but listen, I have an old soul because quick story. I'll give you a quick story, history of my life. Mom and dad broke up when I was 11. At 12, my brother and my sister got sent to Miami. I was still in New York. At 13, I was in New York alone. At 15, they sent me to Miami. It was 15 or 16, they sent me to Miami. I didn't live with nobody besides friends, family, and my aunt. And at 21, I became a dad. At 23, I became operations manager of my job and been at the same job for 14 years already.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, I've been an old fuck for forever. Like I'm young when I'm drunk, but I'm old when I'm sober.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
So I can hang out with you
Yeah.
guys like drunk, but sober. You're not gonna like me at work because I'm a dickhead. But I've been holding a contract for 14 years, so I'm doing something right.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
At what time of the day At what time of the day do you get your best work done? When it comes
I'd
to
say
music?
night.
Night.
Yeah, for some reason, man, the daytime kind of feels. It's a space, obviously. You know, I try and
Right.
don't get me wrong, things come out, but nighttime,
That's your spot.
yeah.
Depends. Well, the most creative, at least with writing, in my car. Whenever I'm in my car,
So that's you,
start
right?
writing,
We talked
and
about
I'm
this
stuck
with you.
there. And I'm like, oh, okay, and then I'll finish the whole
No.
like 2 songs type shit.
What the
Thing.
fuck?
But when I'm in
music?
I'm in the studio to make a beat,
No. We want you to talk about it, but keep going.
then it depends on the like if I'm, let's say I'm off that day, then yeah, from like 12 p.m. to like maybe 4 p.m. I'll be freaking making beats like crazy.
All day.
Yeah.
Well,
type
yeah,
shit.
because
So it's either
makes
that or
beats
that
and
or
writes and-
mixing. Depends.
So do you make beats more than you rap?
And
Yeah.
he's great at it, man. We just did.
We just did 4 beats today.
4?
Yeah.
4. pretty
And
good
man, let me
beats.
tell you this guy did it everything so seamless.
Yeah.
I would have been stuck for maybe 4 hours just trying to.
Because he
place
just got
everything
introduced onto making
accordingly.
beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So what introduced me to it? Well, the first I want to say the first song I remember lyrically, well, the first artist I remember listening to lyrically word for word was Pun, but what made me want to do homework on hip hop and what made me a hip hop fan is samples. Where did the music come from? Shout out to Jay. I used to sit with Jay and tell him where samples came from.
We're gonna see him tomorrow.
Huh?
We're gonna see him tomorrow.
Yeah. So I used to like tell him, "Oh, yo, this is where this came from." And we would sit and just listen to samples all day long. I used to do that with my brother. So I have always like I have 808s Heartbreaks tattoo. Kanye is one of my best producers. I have three Kanye West tattoos on me as a producer. I think Kanye West is one of the best producers and beat makers ever. There's people under him like Swiss Beats, Primo, A-Rap Music. There's a lot of people. But anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. Samples and sounds of hip hop is what made me fall in love with hip hop to the point where I bought an MPC Akai 5000 and I try to sit and make beats. And when I seen how hard it was, I said, "Fuck this." I'd rather listen to the music. Like I have an ear for music. I can like all right. Everybody wants to like. I have 3 people that can vouch for me to this day, not music related, but I used to listen to Drake before Drake was Drake, and I used to tell people, "This kid is gonna be famous. This kid is gonna be the next thing." Like, and they're like, "What the fuck you listen? Like, what are you talking about? You know, this is hip hop. This is beyond y'all time. Like, this is before Drake came out." And I'm telling people like, "Yo, this motherfucker can rap. This motherfucker can sing. He's putting both of them together, and he's doing this, and he's lyrical." And Drake, who you say? French Montana was another one. I used to listen to French before. French was a battle rap when I was listening to French. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker has the mentality. See, because one thing that I think makes a superstar is versatility. Yeah. When you're versatile, you're gonna take it to the next level. That's where people can relate and fuck with you, like Lil Wayne. Like, do you remember when the Carter 3 came out? Because Carter 2 was Manny Fresh, made all his beats. Carter 3 came out, Manny Fresh left. You know who was on majority of Carter 3?
Drake.
Kanye
Kanye
was making beats. versatility.
That's
So then
dope.
when the versatility kicked in, not to take anything from Wayne, because Wayne has always been an artist, but when you introduce the versatility to all that, that's why like I always preach to you like your sounds, your cadences, everything. Like pay attention. You can still be you, but being versatile and being able to cater to different sounds and crowds and people, like you can still be you. But when you do that, like that shit's taking it to the next level of like. What the fuck? Another one is ASAP Rocky. I used to listen to ASAP Rocky way. Honestly, ASAP is gonna blow. Listen to me when I'm telling you, he's taking. And the biggest ones are when you take North and South and put them together, or North and West and put them together, or South and West put them together. Shout out to Puya. You guys are from Kendall, you know Puya.
Yeah.
Puya has a very like a South sound, not South Miami, but South like 3-6 Mafia.
Right, yeah. Like
But he still got the he still has that cadence of Miami. So when you mix, because you got to remember, when you're, I call it, I talk to everybody about this. I call it the bear trap mentality. Bear trap mentality, meaning if you're living in the woods and you put a bear trap out in the woods, right? You wait for that bear, you catch it, and you're gonna eat it. When you finish eating it, you got to go back out and put a bear trap out. Wait to eat again. If you're a smart hunter, what you would do is you will put multiple bear traps out. So when you catch one, you're eating one, and as you're eating one, you're catching 16 more. So with your sounds and with your music, you can like your music. You can like what you're good at. But if you put a hint of this, you put a hint of that, you put a hint where it caters to different people from different areas, bro, you can't lose.
You're going everywhere.
You can't lose. Now, I'm not saying change your music. I'm not saying be a drill rapper when you're not a drill rapper. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, because you can't compromise
Yourself.
Yeah, you can't go into something that you're not really a fan of just to, because at the end of the day, your music is not
selling out.
Your music is not gonna come out
Yeah,
the way
but
you want.
even he told me that he said I did something in a song where I was. It kind of sounded like I was building up to something and then putting more emotion onto it, more than I put before. And he said, like, I like what you did in there specifically. And then I told him, like, yeah, man, I was trying to make it, like, hype it up a little bit onto putting more emotion, almost like you feel what I'm saying, how I'm saying.
How you expressing it.
Exactly. He said, like, yep, you should do that more because I feel like there's more to you than this. You get me? And
I feel like he's the next, like, Dr. Dre, bro. Like... I really feel that, bro. Like
because the glasses?
No, hell no. What the fuck? I don't even, Dr. Dre don't even wear glasses. No, it's just like I think like Dr. Dre raps, but Dr. Dre has that ear to make great music and for somebody to make great music, and I think like I get this feeling from you, like you over analyze a lot of things when it comes to music, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Good and bad, but
it's a curse because he does that, and even Jay, when the first time that we met Jay, we played him some of his songs. He said, like, damn, this dude sounds good. And then we played him some of the recent songs because that was years ago. And then there was a 2-year gap. And then we played him another song that he recorded recently. It's like, man, this guy sounds different. And what happened? And it's because he is gaining that confidence back because he's analyzing himself so much to the point that he's like, damn, how do I go back to my old self? When in reality, you don't got to go back because you already... Oh yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. You already evolved.
You evolved. So he does the beats. What is your? I know you all rap, but what is your critique? Like, what is? I mean, your expertise. Excuse me.
Well, my man. I mean, friendly advice. You know, but you know, aside from rapping, I mean, I'm here just to support these guys, and basically, you know, I'll lend my ear to him, to him, and I really put my 3 cents, 4 cents, you know, into what I feel it is that they're doing. I'm definitely not a yes man. You know, I'll definitely put in my word of like how I really feel about this, or like, you know, this isn't really sounding right. So, kind of bringing things together when it comes down to, you know, communicative like discussion. You know.
What's your nationality?
Cuban American.
So you're the Cuban Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
That's what you are. Because that, you know, like Rick Rubin, you give off the vibe of like you're the Rick Rubin in
he
the
just
room.
gets in the room and he just sits on the couch and be like, play.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna question you. That's the thing.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
not even
Yeah,
gonna question you.
Exactly.
Like
Sometimes we will be recording and it's like, oh, Gabriel listen to it, and then Brendan listens. He's like, oh, it sounds good. Gabriel listens to it. He's like, closes his eyes, goes into it. It's like, you gotta record it again. All right.
But you need that.
Which you know we all offer that.
We all do that
to each other.
Right.
But
You're the final say. You're the stamp, bro. You're the fucking stamp.
But yeah, man. Essentially, that's pretty
Can we
much
start
it.
doing it for my podcast episodes? I need that too.
But
Sorry.
even you know, just from completed project to even down to a lyric, you know, and he's helped me with that too, and so is Caesar. Oh, maybe you should have said this in this way. This might have sounded better, you know. So just things like that.
Dope.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. And where does that come from? Like, where beyond music, deeper to your own personal self? Like, have you always been a person that took the time to like overanalyze everything, or like? So what is? First of all, I'm asking you way too many questions. What do you do for a living?
I work at CarMax.
Okay.
Did
you go to college or anything like that? No. Okay, me neither. No.
No.
Fuck it. But like, so growing up, what has been like your number one thing beyond past music? What has been one thing that you always focused on?
Man, that's a pretty deep question.
That's what I do. I'm a real podcast. I'm a journalist, bro.
So, repeat your question again.
Growing up, what has always been an interest for you? Sitting in your room alone, what would you think about? What would bring an interest to you? What would spark your brain?
Wow. I'm overanalyzing right now.
Go ahead.
But
Are you good at Legos?
Never
Tried it. Okay.
Nah, I never played with
Mechanic?
Legos.
No.
No.
Puzzles?
No.
I think he got more analytic with music that.
But it had to be before music. That's what I'm saying.
But
Before music.
I mean, man, the one thing I can say is because I loved playing basketball.
Okay.
My mom always had me in sports, so whether it be some type of martial arts, I did karate, I did taekwondo, but you know that was in my younger years.
Right.
And basketball also, and I even played football, but football wasn't that much of a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But with everything that took my interest, I really looked into, I guess you could say, experts or whatever, and looked into the way that they did their things.
Oh.
So there were people that were good, and then there were people that were good, but they did things in style. You know what I mean? And that's something that really captured my attention, and I've always tried to, you know, replicate that, whether it be some kind of physical activity, swimming. I like swimming too, but doing things good, but having a style behind it, you know, is like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess that's something that, you know, aside from, you know, playing video games, looking at girls, you know. Like that.
And I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just like, you see, I'm a person that I'm interested in just people. Like, I always see people individually, and I look at them, and I'm like, what? Last one on Matic. I always look at people, and I want to know what made you you. You know, what makes you you. What has
what made you be
who you are, right? Well, because we're all in the same thing for music, you know, and you have a great attribute, because your attribute is that you overanalyze and you're seeking for the best at whatever somebody's producing, and you have really no kind of fucks given when it comes to giving out your opinion, which is a great thing, because you need that in order to move to the next level. Because if we're all saying yes, but you have that mentality of
like, this is
go left, because you know they're all saying, but look, and then you could break that down, because that's the difference between an asshole and an over critiquing person. The asshole's just gonna say, that sucks, don't do that, but you don't give them a reason.
Right.
This motherfucker's gonna give you the articulate reason on A, B, C, D, E, and F, and the reason why, and that's gonna make a person that's smart be like, I need you in my corner.
Yeah. Someone that can take that information, I'd be like, you know, this guy, he's always saying some shit. I don't want him on my team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could go both ways.
Well, I'm gonna tell you on camera, bro. Know your worth, because one day you're gonna remember my words, and your craft, your you, is gonna be very valuable. Believe it. I'm telling you right now. Nobody. I'm saying it on camera, motherfucker. Like, it's gonna. I don't want no cut, but I want to say I interviewed his ass. No homo. Craziest girlfriend story. Let's start off. Yeah, Matic, you're married now, but you still get to be on the spotlight.
You got one?
I wouldn't even say a
I
girlfriend.
have one
Whatever.
that they're all involved in, actually.
Okay, go
so,
Go ahead. Let's
you
hear
know,
it.
you know the club Blackbird.
Hmm?
I
So,
knew you
I knew you were gonna say that.
so I was dating this girl, and we were gonna go out. All right, we went out to Blackbird. We're there chilling, whatever. She was a bit of a drinker, like heavy drinker.
I like her already. Go ahead.
But like, so like, I'll, I'll buy her drinks and stuff, whatever. We would dance, whatever. And like an hour and a half, they had came with us, and like an hour and a half, like I'm there dancing with her, I'm holding her, and then like some girl taps me on the shoulder, and she's like, she's knocked out. And I look, I'm like, I was drunk too, so I was like, yeah, whatever.
You were in the moment.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. And I look, I'm like, oh shit, she's passed out. I'm like, okay, we need to get out of here. So I'm trying to like walk her out. Pretty much. We get out, and they were doing like construction under like the metro rail. So like that's where I had parked, more or less, in that area. And I'm there trying to like hold her, and then like at some point in the middle of the road, behind like one of those orange cone things, she collapses, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, she was already collapsed.
She was done.
She was
done.
She pressed triangle and Grand Theft Auto. She jumped out the car.
And I was like, fuck.
And then he started calling us.
These guys had left already.
We were
they
separated from
they already left. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? Because I tried picking her up, bro. She's dead weight.
Right.
Like, I can't pick this girl up.
And you're a big fella, so
Yeah,
that means
so I'm
it's
like,
hard.
damn.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, you guys need to come. You guys need to come now. They're like, bro, where you at? I'm like, right here on this road, in this intersection. Like, come through quick. So they pull up. They're like, yo, what's going on? They can't see her behind the little
Where is she?
fence. So they're like, bro, what's going on?
Go.
So they hop over, and they just see her just on the floor, just passed out. I'm like, bro, I need your help. Like, we need to carry her.
Whoa.
And so like it was them and like another friend of ours.
It looks
We
so
all
bad, bro.
we all grabbed the limb.
Dude, like,
It looked bad, like you said. It just looked bad.
Yeah, we were
It
carrying
didn't-
her.
bro, like 4 or 5 guys carrying this passed out girl.
It
into
looked
the
like we
back
were
seat.
kidnapped.
And this is the
Car.
the Cuban Rick Rubin now overanalyzing, like, we're fucked. We're
Fuck,
fucked.
because everybody was outside getting out, and there was
Yeah,
people
they
outside
were
of their
harsh.
buildings
They called the
looking
cops.
at us. They called the cops
Yep.
because they thought that we were kidnapping
Kidnapping
her.
her.
Yeah.
And then we ended up having her, like, we finally got her inside of a car, and the cops came, and then she was so drunk that she was saying another name instead of his name,
She was saying some other dude's name, and I'm like, bro.
and so making it look like we were kidnapping her.
Yeah.
So what are you saying at this point?
What am I saying?
Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you that.
I haven't heard him speak this much until this situation.
No, because I felt like what I was saying wasn't even helping at all. Because the cop was probably like, yeah, I'm not gonna believe this guy, because I was there saying some cliche ass shit where I was like, yeah, no, it's just that she drank a lot, and that's the reason why.
Typical answer, right?
Exactly.
Oh.
But as I'm saying that, I'm drunk too. But as I'm saying that, I'm like, fuck.
And he
Shut the fuck up.
he had a bottle of Hennessy in his
yeah.
literally glove compartment, and the cops came, and I literally walked. It was one of my best friends, Fernando. He was with us. He was the one driving me. He was literally my ride. I literally went to him and I'm like, yo, this girl's passed out. We can't leave. And he was so out of it that he's like, yo, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. If these guys are not here, I'm leaving. And I'm like, dude, you can't leave. You can't leave. This girl's bad. You can't leave. And then when I see the cops, I'm like, yo, you cannot leave.
And then we're always talking about your situation with your status and all that. So
yes. So like me seeing the cops, I'm like, bro, I'm fucked. I'm gonna have to step in. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I was just seeing the cops talking to them. It was literally 3 fucking cars of fucking cops. And I was like, yo, you're fucked.
So what happened at the end?
So
is there a good part?
She ended up saying my name, luckily,
Finally.
because the cop checked my ID and stuff. She's like, "Oh, who you with?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm with Brent or whatever." And she was super out of it. So like, I was like, "Bro,
did they let you take her home and stuff like that?"
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, be safe or whatever." But I was drunk. So like, I couldn't leave because the moment I left, they would have given me a DUI for sure. Like a Dewey.
Yeah.
So I just chilled there for like another 2 hours, literally sitting in the car.
And you were alone with her at that point. They left.
Yeah, they had already left. The cops left, but I saw a cop linger.
Yeah, I told
I was like, okay, I can't leave
to hang out for a minute because the cop was like, oh, all right, go home.
But
right,
exactly. But he had the Hennessy bottle,
open.
It was an open bottle in the glove compartment.
On top of that, we were all drinking, so I told him like, bro, just chill, don't leave yet.
Oh, slept in that fucking
if you
car,
pull out and they stop you, then
right. Hey, there you go. Fuck.
You fell into my trap.
Next crazy girl or girlfriend story.
Okay.
Ex-girlfriend doesn't matter.
No, ex-girlfriend, but I mean nothing that
So you took the crown just so we all know that you got the craziest.
It was a funny ass story, man. So for me, I mean, like I said, nothing that crazy, but you remember that?
Don't say names.
By the Everglades
don't say names.
area, where that first time, well, not that first time, but that we went and we smoked. That little where you go like past like Chrome,
and you
past
the parking area,
So it's this little spot there by the Everglades that you just keep driving straight. And
what are you talking about?
There's
a path you can go on a bike in the daytime. Yes.
Yeah. And then you could just just chill out there. So I was with this girl, and we got a little freaky, and we were doing it, and then out of nowhere, like these cops are coming, and I saw them, but I was like,
mid move.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh shit, the cops, bro. So we got dressed super fast, and then I'm pretty sure the cop saw my ass, but whatever.
Literally saw my ass.
So
no homo.
And like I said, nothing that crazy, but it was just that maybe there's something crazier that'll come to mind. But basically, at the end of it, they were just asking because we were by the lake or the canal area. And they were asking, they stopped and they questioned us, and I thought, they were gonna be like, "Oh, I saw your ass."
Right. I thought he was gonna say, I thought he was gonna say, I put her underwear on by mistake because we were getting dressed so fast.
That would
have been funny, right? Matic, come on, you're married now, bro. So you want to hear the old school.
I mean, well, I'm gonna say two quick. Well,
what?
With my ex's ex, the way I met her.
Your ex's ex?
My ex, sorry.
Your ex-girlfriend before your ex-girlfriend.
Exactly, correct.
Right. Because your ex, that's a man.
Sorry,
for
real. That's what I was to say. I was like, wait, what?
He's like, what? Overanalyzing again.
When I met her was, I was in a party from a friend or whatever, and then somebody knocked the door. And they sent me to go take the door, like to open the door, and I saw her through the fucking thing. And I'm like, who the fuck is this girl? So I opened the door, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm here to see this person. This person's such and such." And I'm like, "Nah, bro." And I close the door on her. I go back to my friend, and I'm like, "Yo, this girl's there. I don't know who the fuck she is." She's like, "Bro, don't let her in." Some shit like that. So I go back, and I'm like, "Bro, I can't let you in." So I literally had that interaction with her. So like that bad move. So she felt like I was just a piece of shit or whatever. And she ended up being my girlfriend at that time. And I got her number or whatever that same night. So I went from being the dick to the guy.
Right.
Now the crazy one that I'm gonna say was he was there. He was there. Gabriel. We were in Orlando, and this is I'm not gonna say who it was with.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
So we were going from bar to bar, and then we went to one. We were having a good night, but we went to this bar that I just felt weird from the get-go. I was not drunk. I was good.
Mm-hmm.
I had probably like 2, maybe 3 drinks. I was okay. I'm the type of person that always take my car everywhere whenever we're going out, even though I'm gonna drink, because I like to be in control. If I want to leave,
time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, exactly. So we went to the place. We got there. I see she's having a good time or whatever. She's drinking and etc. And I just kept. I think I told Gabriel just at the end of the moment when we were leaving. I told him, I was like, yo, I don't feel. I felt almost like a sixth sense telling me like, you need to get the fuck out of this place. Like whatever I was almost at the point of feeling a little bit tipsy. And as soon as I entered the place, it went all the way down to like, yo, I'm in high alert. I need to watch out for everything.
Right.
I felt naked. I felt like at any given moment.
Spider sense.
Yeah, but I felt like it was something that I always like say that it gives me even chills, that I just don't know why I felt like that. But I feel like I'm a person that I always trust into that. If you feel like that intuition, if you feel like you gotta get out of the
trust
place,
your gut.
Trust your gut. So I literally told that person, I was like, yo, we gotta leave. And she was so a little bit out of it already that she didn't pay attention to me, because she was having fun with another girl that we were hanging out with, and she didn't pay attention to me and whatever. So I told her, I was like, yo, we gotta leave. She didn't pay attention to me again. So what I did was, because I already saw she was out of it, I grabbed her by the arm and I literally took her out. I'm like, yo, we out. So I told Gabriel, I was like, yo, we're leaving, because he was with me, and we were staying in an Airbnb or whatever. So I told him he was with me. I was his ride, and I was like, yo, we out. And he's like, all right, cool, let's leave. So she literally walked. Like, we literally had to walk for like 5 minutes. Those whole 5 minutes, there was so many people outside. She was yelling at me. She was drunk. Telling me like, oh, what the fuck? Why you grabbing me like this or whatever? I was telling like, yo, I couldn't explain it. And obviously, I wish that I would have explained it better.
Right.
And I tried to, but obviously, you can't reason with somebody that that's on that state.
No.
And I literally have it when we got to the car. He saw everything, and then she was yelling at me. She was hysterical, like telling me, "What the fuck? Why are you pulling me like that?" And she was so drunk and whatever. And I was just telling her like, "Look, I needed to leave from that place. I just couldn't be in there."
You feel it, yeah.
I didn't feel it, and I felt like something. Like I felt like if we would have stayed a little bit longer, something would have happened to us. And I've told him this already, and I also told him too, that when you have somebody just like how you have, you obviously have kids right now, but when you had that first girlfriend or that first or whatever. You are responsible for that person, not only because you're the man, but because it's your responsibility, because you're taking them to that place. So you are responsible for not only them, but for also their protection. So if something happens to them, you're fucked, because you not only have to pay for the repercussions of your actions, but you also have to live with that and represent that you were the person that took them, that something happened to them. So with me, I felt like I'm naked, something happens to her, I'm the one responsible, so I gotta go face her dad and be like, look, was it that wild game?
Was she tripping?
Yeah, I mean, she was, but at the same time, I kept my distance. I really didn't.
He didn't want to get involved.
Yeah, he was in the backseat like.
Yeah, man, and I had to wait outside the car for a little bit, and I was drunk. I was already drunk, and I was just sitting on a curb like.
Gabe was like, "Hey, did you hear about the heat?
He won the game. No, but the next day,
Heat is 7, baby.
The next day she came around. She was like, "Yo, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have acted like that."
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what happened between them. I could tell, there's some tension in the air.
Long story short, don't date Hispanic women.
It's tough.
Especially where we are right now.
They're freaking the best stuff.
I love it. This is content for you. Just so you guys know, this is content. You know the vibes is Litty Willie from Litty Productions. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us, sharing, liking, commenting, doing all that good stuff. Just to let y'all know, we got Instagram live videos, we got YouTube videos, we got all kinds of different productions. That's why we call ourselves Litty Productions. Make sure y'all hit me up if y'all looking for something at Litty Willie _. Litty Show Productions on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just make sure you hit me up. We out.
It's the Litty Show, the Litty Show.
You know the fucking vibe, man.
So shout out High Noon. Y'all see her already. High Noon. How many we killed today? 8.
8, yeah.
And we drink them like high. So the reason why me and Matic love High Noon is because a lot of these seltzer drinks are malt alcohol. So if you read this here, there's no added sugar. It's 100 calories. Although I look a little big, I still try to look out for my health. So there's no malt. It's real fruit juice. It's natural flavors, things like that. So shout out to High Noon, Matic Mondays. We need that sponsor. But until then, we're gonna keep drinking it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of seltzer just for that reason, because you drink Corona or Modelo or whatever, that tends to create that
bloat.
Exactly. Yep. And the seltzer doesn't really offer that. I mean, if you drink enough, you might, but at the end of the day,
then
100 calories a can, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not. And like you said, there's zero sugar and all that. So, shout out to
I know. I'm gonna show them some workout videos, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, you really don't move like that." You want to take a shot now after the song?
Oh, you want to wait till the song? I think.
No, take a shot now. Fuck it.
All right, y'all shot.
Drink regular.
Cheers.
Drink regular.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers for them. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so what we playing? What we doing? Talk to me. Introduce it. Who wants to introduce it?
Okay, so this is actually coming from my project that I'm working on.
Okay.
I haven't released anything recently because I've been working on this. It's like a 9-track EP album. I don't know what it's gonna be called, but
you said you have the name, no?
It's called Escape.
Okay.
So he actually did this beat and he sent it to me, and I wrote something to it, but like time passed and whatever. And by the time we went to the studio, and I didn't have it in mind as far as recording for it, but then he had the idea of having everybody out, so I didn't know about it. So when he told me about it, I was like, damn, we literally made this. It's a long song, but it is you ever saw the Queen movie? The Queen, like Queen the group?
Oh yes.
So you saw how they did Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yes.
There was a long song and everybody hated it because it was long or whatever.
It's a 2-part song.
Yeah, it reminds me of that because it's a long song, but if you really sit down and listen to it, I don't think nobody sits down to make that type of song.
Right.
Or sits down to literally, perceive every single lyric and every single sound that's made.
Say long track.
Yes.
Because you say long song.
Long track.
Like Odd Future?
Yes.
So
they came out. Odd Future, first of all. Odd
Future's fire. But they had that one song that they have everybody on it. It was like a 10 minute song, and everyone had a verse. This is pretty much that. But
OF. It's all I got. Shout out to my homie.
I forgot. I remember that.
To my brother Top.
Taco, yeah.
At least I know the whole song.
Yeah, it's just fire. So it's basically in that same vein, but obviously our own spin to it. Yeah. That type shit, our group. Yeah.
Explain. The order is Gio, which is another guy that it's a friend of Brent's that we met. That he also raps. Mm-hmm. He's the first one.
The chorus is a coworker of mine, really talented person.
Check the names out because you're playing it.
Her name's Cece. First person rapping his name is Gio, goes by Shame. Second person is Gabriel, goes by Royo. Third person is Matic, and then the final one is B.
Let's hear it.
All right.
You can turn it up.
Turn it up.
Say, don't the colors all seem gray? All seem gray. Take this pain away, I pray. Take away this pain.
Who you trying to figure me out? I got a weapon, really steals and styles. Y'all can never guess what's coming next in my mouth. See, I can flaunt it, but it's best I keep my scope on they scouts. They try to filter me out. I'm sloppy, baby, I can ray trace. Watch me lay this shit down like it's spray paint. Oh, has told me life's a gamble, always keep a straight face. Can't find me popping out where it's popping. I'd rather work on newer tactics to dish out and no doctrine. I call it medicine man, and you can call me medicine man. I look around, it seems like I'm the only damn with a plan. Don't hold your breath because I plan to stick around like a band. Effect residual, don't know this shit is hitting you. Till you look down and rip the ground from under your shoes. Don't look confused, I did just what I said, I told you I do. So there's no feeling bad on my end cause you did it to you. And now you coming at my throat because you fumbled a move. I'm not heartless, I'm just sick of all the retard shit. Acting like an ass and play victim with the macabre shit. I profit's what I thought, but they see me like I'm a toxin. A cancer to the system, we pay to degrade our conscience. To speak the truth, to hang yourself, and that's the consequence. No wonder you don't get it, you ain't got no common sense. Now I'm the guy that hate cause I pulled them out of the bliss. Only hating because their fear feels rooted in ignorance, bitch.
Sometimes I wonder why I'm always alright. Guess it's something I'm supposed to do. Deep beneath the meaning, the detrimental feelings are not fine, but I guess nothing about that's new. If I never make it, I sound a special song of the Most High. Tell them what the plan was to. Said if I never make it, I sing a special song of the Most High. Thank you for the chances to.
They say flow like water, take shape of any form. They wanna pour me in a bottle. Must say namaste, tidal wave, bit much for a bottle. Reap what you sow, in a way it's recycle. Tears on the Bible, pain in my vitals. Ways to go, many miles. Live for today, pray for tomorrow. Downloaded information, many files. Memories flood like clouds of rain. Replays the moments I kept tucked away. Deep within the core of my brain is a child with a smile on his face. Zooming out is a man, no doubt he'll keep that boy safe. Yeah, the task is great. You ask, understand that the child is me. Great power, great ability. No light, no utility. We don't wanna see a friend's death, he no longer breathes. A mother in disbelief. Mother Earth spins 360 degrees. Gone like the wind, I feel a breeze. Windows down, car, I'm in Japanese. Imagination taking shape. How you grow, evolve, depends the way you raise through it all. Parents still love me the same. Nicotine in veins, mind wrapped in chains. Turn signals a change in ways. It ends in graves if you there first. Wonder what happened in the first place.
Say, don't the colors all seem gray? All seem gray. Take this pain away, I pray. Take away this pain.
Sitting outside impatient, writing a lot impatient. Listening to all the stars talking my direction, instructing me to be better. They try to keep me safe from all the insanity that happens throughout the day. This is not a random place, I've been here before. Surrounded by dark memories from a long time ago. Infected by anger and misguided, I found my inner peace. Within the lines of ink, it made me feel free. My medication is liquid, helps me forget the pain. Combine it with nicotine and strains, relax the brain. Parents did their best, mother cried a lot. Father yelling, he didn't understood how to act. Other the influence, lot of chemicals in the system. Happening in a daily basis, going ballistic. My tears came, knuckles bled, punching the walls of my house so I could maybe try to feel anything. Before my 20s, I was an expert in rage and sadness. So much information, I could be giving you glasses. Closed my eyes, saw the signs. Isaiah chapter 6, 8, 4:31. I heard the voice saying, who shall I send? I said, you should send me. Release the trigger, let me go home and be free. Inside of me, there is a lot of commotion. Many explosions, volcanoes, and eruptions. Leviathans are nothing but a myth. Just like the lotto, and that's the fucking motto. Never chasing any checks, always using my imagination. And my perception will always be guiding the spectrum of the vision that everyone cannot see. Never waiting for the right time, cause it's right here.
Say, don't the colors all seem gray? All seem gray. Take this pain away, I pray. Take away this pain.
living aspirations I had as a child. To be in front of stages, I gotta say, it's wild how insensitive I was to my family, and they can never understand. They was always mad at me, tuning out for music and marijuana pens, seeing the world from a different lens. My father died at 2, and I was never the same. A child to lose his best friend in 600 days. Who's to say? I don't care if I'm irrelevant. I'm expanding the world like an EpiPen. Never looking back like a reflection. Say my name 3 times and nothing happens. I'm coming either way, so please don't panic. My head greased up, but I'm chilling in the Athens. I travel many moons, but none of that matters. Time to break the pattern. Growing every day, I never miss a lesson. I had to quit smoke, overthinking habits. Moved out the house to get me a mansion. Now I'm on my own, time to make magic. Traveling the world, got me ecstatic. But stuck right at home, got me comfortable. Mixing songs and mastering trouble. We bustling, bum rushing rubble. Rubbish is the shit you be on, we got the Hubble. Zooming in on details nobody can see. Ultraviolet lyrics, no, you cannot compete. We reign from sunshine, kings of the light. Basically what I'm saying is we came far right from the dead of the night. And ironic as it is, we still shine bright. So fuck with us or don't, but we still on sight. Aight?
Say, don't the colors all seem gray? All seem gray. Take this pain away, I pray. Take away this pain. Say, don't the colors all seem gray? All seem gray. Take this pain away, I pray. Take away this pain.
Bro. Bro. So, no, I mean, firstly, I want to say, like, it's amazing to hear, like, you guys really put in everything you have in your music. Like, you guys don't, like, that's what shows from the average person, the average artist, from people that really do this. You guys take the time to sit there and meticulously listen to each breath, each beat, each skip, each sound, and even as we're listening to this, you're still critiquing the song together, saying that we need to cut this, we need to cut that, we need to do this, we need to do that, which is amazing. I really want, I want to say before we go any further, like, don't quit. You guys really have something. Don't quit. Don't get disencouraged by, I don't know if that's a word, but don't get discouraged. Sorry, don't get discouraged from anything. You know, when you have something, other people that listen to it may tell you it, and you may be your biggest critic. But I'm telling you, from hearing just multiple sounds, multiple people, multiple artists, you're gonna probably even run into people that probably not even gonna give you the respect and the credit that you need, because they may be in fear of you being so fucking awesome. And you know, that's why I go back to that. Yes, man, I even put up a post today that says watch the people that are you're around, because some people may, you know, like, they may not even give you the credit that you deserve because they don't want to see you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I suggest that you three keep a tight circle, tight knit between you three. Don't let nobody get in between that what you have. Beat maker, Ruben, rapper, all rappers, but still like you have the powerhouse together. And I think you guys could be there for each other to make sure that it goes any further. Don't let nothing or don't let any outside influence question or make you think twice about each other. Because that's where problems do begin with groups and duos and things like that. Stick to what you know, and knowing each other is what got you this far, and knowing each other better will bring you even further. You feel me?
Yeah.
First verse. I'm the guy they hate because I pull them out the bliss.
That's you.
That's you. Yeah.
That's you.
So he's not here to ask why, but does anybody know why he said that?
I mean, bro, I'd say that I don't want to speak for him,
right?
But I take it that the bar is kind of self-explanatory in the sense of him being the artist and things that he's saying pulls you out the bliss because we live in this day-to-day haze where we're so preoccupied with things that are very minimal when life is a lot bigger, which sounds, I guess, cliche to say, but at the end of the day, I mean, it is true. I'm not speaking for him, but that's
for me, it sounds like, from what he was saying, like people stay in their comfort zone, and I feel like what he's saying is like, I'm gonna take you out.
Right. And does he do that for the group?
Huh?
Does he do that for the group?
Yeah.
For you guys?
He does. He goes hard with the critiques. He does.
Yeah, he doesn't shy away from saying what he wants to say.
Yeah, which is really good.
And he doesn't know us that well, so it is good
to hear it, right?
To hear it from an outside perspective, per se.
Yeah.
Somebody that doesn't know us, because we know each other, and obviously we can critique ourselves to the highest degree, but it's different when somebody that doesn't know you comes into the studio and says something. It's not that it doesn't hold more value, but obviously it's the first person to listen. It's a first impression coming out from a person that just came in and heard your shit, and it's like, damn, And I believe Jay sent me a message like, send one of your songs to somebody that doesn't know that it's you. Don't tell them that it's you. See what their first impression is, and see what they say.
Fact. Play it on live.
Yeah, it's the best way for you to get the live impression, body language. Like, just get it.
Go on Instagram Live and play it on the Instagram Live.
Yeah.
I always give my honest. See, the problem with giving my honest opinion with you guys is that you guys critique the fuck out of your work before I can even hear the bad part about it. But I can tell you that one thing I was gonna say that y'all already was discussing was that loop where it was too long in between something, so that needed to get it cut out. Other than that, and I think one of the verses maybe could be cut out, and it could be an artist to artist versus artist verse. I think one of those verses you can pick it on your own, and this is my opinion. Don't make me.
But I get that.
But it could be one of those. Could be artist verse versus artist verse.
Instead of having 60 in the middle.
But check it out. Right, yeah. Like I'm not here to change shit.
No,
no, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Oh, because if you go back and listening to Wu-Tang, there's a lot of tracks that Wu-Tang did where there was sometimes artist verse. There was artist verse artist. There was artist verse artist verse. Right. So yeah, go back and see how it feels with you guys. Listen to it a couple of times. The song's not bad. There's nothing bad to say about the song. I just think that there has to be a flow, a natural flow, considering that there's so many people on the track.
The way the song is laid out.
Yeah, right. But the song is song's dope. That's why I said first thing I'm gonna say is bruh. Bruh. It's just a blueprint that you guys need to come together and say, what does this sound like? Blah blah.
Right.
We know the song. I mean, I guess like building a perfect building, but then trying to pick out the paint color. You know what I'm saying? Like the building's solid. They ain't changing it. But all right, who likes blue? Who likes green? All right, I like it.
No, I get that.
Right, because no matter what, it's gonna look dope. That comes down to who likes what. All right, we all like You don't love blue, but I can be okay with blue. You hate blue, but you're okay with it.
You can make it purple or something.
Right. Second verse. And like I tell Matic all the time, I'm not a rapper, so I will butcher these lyrics, and I probably will say the lyrics wrong. So please don't come from my head. Deep in the core in my brain as is a child with a smile.
Something to go on my brain as a child.
Yeah,
child, no doubt. Mm-hmm.
So that lyric makes me believe that you and correct me wrong, you being an over analytic person of being you still have something in you that's very innocent as a child, and you sometimes don't want to be that overthinking person.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, what you said, and then tying that into the fact that, like, you know, as you grow older, you have different experiences, and life becomes life, you know, versus when you're a kid, you know, life is a lot simpler, and you know, so you want to protect that inner child in the sense of holding on to that's might not be the right way of saying it, but that simplicity of life, where you know, you're happy and things are okay, you know, you have no worries or whatever, because in a sense, like, if you're living and breathing and you have a roof over your head, you know, things are essentially okay,
right?
You know what I'm trying to say?
As we're told.
Yeah, but obviously, you know, circumstances and things complicate that, but you know, trying to just hold on to that inner child where, you know, you can have fun looking at a ball, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so what do you miss most about your inner child, your most simplest times? What do you miss the most about?
My man, I tell you, I miss just I would say what I miss the most would be what I was saying about the simplicity of life, where as a kid you can, of course, you get bored, but I mean, we're in a different age now where sometimes, you know, the kid gets bored, you hand them an iPad or whatever.
Right.
I'm not saying that's wrong, or
right,
you know,
right.
Yeah, we're in that age.
but as a kid, you find a way to entertain yourself, or you kind of are like forced with your child imagination to have fun with, you know, little things,
right?
And I feel like that's something that's very pure, and at the end of the day, as we grow older, you know, we tend to look for things that are kind of not so good, whether it be drugs or porn, alcohol. When as a kid, you know, none of these things were on our mind.
Right.
You know, we were having fun, like I said, looking at a ball or playing with a dog. You know, you could be there all day. You know what I'm saying? And or
the
just
innocence.
Yeah,
innocence.
You know,
innocence of it.
So yeah,
I can say that's one. I drink, and I had a problem with drinking for a while, and then I worked on it, and I'm doing it regularly now. Sometimes more than others, and I'm still working on it. But I think one of the reasons why I do drink is to do exactly what you're explaining, which is to be not serious, to feel funny, to feel free, to feel innocent, to feel as if nothing's really that serious.
The importance of it gets diminished.
Right, because I didn't have a childhood. I didn't really have a childhood like that. I had to be a provider and a leader at a very young age.
Well, yeah, and well, sorry, I don't mean to cut you
off.
No,
go ahead.
You know, that's also what I mean too about, you know, the different experiences that people, you know, go through and stuff, that kind of where, just like what you said, the childhood experiences like aren't really the same, because I know Caesar went through something similar in his own way, where he kind of had to step up because, you know, from issues with his family and shit like that, and also Brett, I'm sure he did too, with the loss of his father and, you know, things like that. So
I like to feel like it's not like it's okay not to give a fuck, because then as an adult we have to give a fuck. We have to care. We have to kind of be serious. We have to have responsibility, but in a controllable way. I like to feel like it's you don't have to give a fuck for these next 2 hours.
Exactly.
You could be free.
Yeah.
You know.
Let go.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
Right.
guys, alcohol is not the way to do it. I was sound like an alcoholic, but you know, I mean, that's my way to do it. Now, I've learned one thing with drinking, which is my biggest obstacle that I overcame was not drinking out of depression, not drinking when I'm sad, drinking when I'm happy, drinking when I'm celebrating, drinking when I'm doing something that's productive.
Right.
When I feel any sort of realm where I'm doing this out of depression or hate or fear, I step away from it. So I wear and I deal with hate, fear, depression raw. Like I deal with sober. Like if I feel any ounce of fear, depression, or hate, I won't drink. Like I actually want to feel that pain so I can deal with it sober. I'm now at a point in my life where I drink when I'm happy. I drink when I'm productive. I drink when I'm having fun. I drink when I'm having a good time.
Yourself,
Right. Rewarding myself, and I don't overdo it because can I overdo it? Yes, but I always see.
You already know your limits.
Right, I know the limits, and my limit's a little bit higher than everybody else. I was born with no liver. If you guys didn't know, honestly, like
You were what?
I was born without a liver. Like I know, don't come at me. Relax.
Oh, shit.
Like, well,
But it grew.
no, honestly. So I go through dialysis 3 times a week. So I have to go replenish my. I couldn't even hold it with you. You guys don't watch my show.
Shit. I can't wait.
Matic was the one that fucked me up.
I can't wait to have to edit this shit. Look at my face. Bro, I was like,
alright, so if you guys,
what?
that's how I can tell you don't watch my show. That's the number one joke that I do to everybody. There's so many people that will be like, and I convinced them.
You got both of us, bro. You
Yeah,
got
bro.
both
No,
of us.
this guy. I went through dialysis. But he started saying dialysis and all. I was like, wait,
Shout
hold
out
on.
to DJ EFN. Like I did it to him, and it was one of the most classic ones. He was like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck?" He's like, "You're real serious." I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm serious. Like I was born." He's like, "Bro, like you should." He's like, "You shouldn't be drinking right now." So verse 3, affected my anger. I found my inner peace.
affected by anger and affected by anger, I found my inner peace.
What is your inner peace?
Writing.
Writing.
Yeah, I feel like
because bloody knuckles punching walls. You had a very anger.
So when I got here, when I moved to the States, I feel like I felt and I wrote this recently actually in a homework that I needed to do for one of my classes.
Shout out to college.
Yes, shout out to college. I wrote that.
High noon.
I wrote that. I felt that I always held this thing. I always held this thing over my parents' head that they moved since they did the best decision for their kids, which is moving out of the country to give their kids a better future. Obviously, right? Moving out of like whatever. It's like your parents sent you, somewhere else, and you look at them as like, oh, they sent me out. I have my friends there, or whatever. I held that thing over their head that they took me out of the place where out of my comfort zone where I had all my friends, my life that whatever life I was gonna have.
What age was this? I forgot.
14.
So
I was like in that peak, and where I saw my sister, my older sister having what I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw her go through what I wanted to go through, but because things happened and shit went down, my parents went out of the country, went to I actually first state that I went to was Texas visiting, and then we came to the United States visiting, and then we ended up staying. So then after that, my parents decided to move to Florida because my uncle was already in Florida. So my grandma told my dad, like, listen, I prefer having both sons together rather than one son in Florida and one in Texas. Right. So we ended up moving to Texas, and I always held that over specifically my dad's head, like, you did this to me. You kind of like not only took me out of the place where I was comfortable and I was gonna go through my teenage years and enjoy it and graduate with my closest friends that I already know for 4 years, then it was the friends that actually, you go through teenage years. So it's the friends that you actually remember. I don't know if that makes sense.
It's hormones, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So
hormones.
It's like
I'm a 36-year-old dad now, so it's hormones.
I miss them, whatever.
But at
so,
the time,
no, I feel like at the time, this is your life.
And not only that, it's like you feel like you were taken to a different planet because now they don't speak the language that you used to speak. So now you gotta take, and then what he said, you're taken into this accelerator process.
You're a fucking alien in here, as cliche as it sounds.
Yeah, you're
real alien.
You gotta step it up, and then you gotta change from being a 15-year-old to now being an 18-year-old. And then from when you reach 18, you feel like you're 25, and then when you reach 25, you feel like you're 31. So it kind of like makes you. And I used to have conversations with my parents like, I feel like I'm old as hell. And then I remember crying and my parents being there like, you're not that old, you're 18. I'd be like, bro, but I feel old, and the reason, and now I understand obviously as an older person, 25, that I felt old because of the whole, everything that happened through me, through that, the experience just made me feel old as hell because of the accelerated process of like growing up. Okay, now you're here in a different country, now pick it up, your responsibilities and everything else, seeing my parents going through what they're going through. I even said in that verse, my mother did the best, father yelled a lot. He didn't understand how to act because under the influence, a lot of chemicals in the system. And the reason why I said this is because my parents dealt with their own demons, moving here and dealing with God knows whatever the hell, trying to feed not only themselves but their family.
Things that you may not even know to this day.
Exactly. To this day, I don't even know to those things. And then I remember one time, my dad telling me he was so out of it, so drunk that he told me like, I'm gonna get. He had bought me one 2001 Toyota Corolla, my first car. He bought it to me. He's like, if you go out right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get a gun and I'm gonna shoot it out and I'm gonna spray it like with bullets. He told me that. I was like probably 17 years old. So I heard that and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I literally left and I slept in a Costco parking lot from 3 a.m. to 6. Went back home. Had to be school at 8. So my parents didn't know that I went out and I slept outside because they were so drunk that they didn't even remember.
But they don't understand that caused traumatic experiences.
Exactly. And I remember I used to drink. I was drinking from my first drink was at 9. I used to drink. I drank when I got here. I drank from 15, 16, 17, 18. I used to steal my dad's bottles, whiskey and rum, and I used to drink it. And I used to get so blown out drunk because it was the only way for me to
escape.
Kind of like escape. And then I learned how to transmit that. And then the drinking went from music, and then from music I stepped out of that, and I also and they know this, like as far as like addiction, and
we talked about that, sure.
Like smoking and all those things, and even to you, how you're able to. One thing is to do it without knowing your limits, and one thing is to being able to do it with knowing your limits and do it because you know how to enjoy it and you know how to stop.
I'm still working on it for you people watching.
Right,
I'm still working on it. I haven't perfected it.
It's like when they're smoking the vapes and whatever is no shame at it.
You cut it.
I cut
Remember,
it.
you told me.
But I smell and they don't know. I mean, I imagine they know this, and I told my girlfriend Gabby all the time, my wife. Yeah. So lucky.
Slugger.
I tell her all the time, like I smell somebody smoking a cigarette from I don't know how many miles away, and it's because I've been there in that spot where it's like an addiction. I
see how he hits it right when you're saying that, right?
Right. No, but it's one thing.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Back then. If I smell that, I will be tempted to go ahead and smoke it.
But now, it's good that you have it because it's making you so fucking stronger. Like
because you're able to I can have a drink right now and I can enjoy it, but I don't need to have a drink every day. And then he has praised me for that. Like you don't need to, you don't drink to have a good time. You can have a good time without drinking and not overcome that. And God knows that I'm still going through those things where I feel sometimes that I do need to have a drink to have a good time, but the reality is that you don't. You need to be as pure as you were as a child, but also be as mature as you are as an adult.
Tying into
what he was saying. Yeah, exactly. Right. To be able to just live life as is, you need to, whether you're going through whatever trials and tribulations you're going through, you need to recognize that those things do not make you happy as happy as you would be if you were free from those things that are attached to you. So, yeah.
We're all a bunch of fucking misfits at the end of the day. Verse 4. Had to quit had me overthinking?
So, I context. I do work at a marijuana dispensary.
Yeah, that's why I literally quoted this.
I sell weed for a living, pretty much.
Legally.
Yes, legally.
State
Of course.
legally.
Legal drug dealer.
Legal dispensary.
But I haven't smoked in like 3 years.
That's why I literally posted this, because I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because you told me earlier you did that with some people we know, or person you know, and I'm like, how the fuck?
So
yeah, throughout high school, basically, like, it was like a fiend addiction. Like, it was
smoke weed every day
type shit. Literally, like, I would be like getting quarters out of like couches and shit, like to just buy a dime type shit. Right. And then it was just one day that I was just like smoking, and I'm like, bro, I don't like how I am when I'm high. I'm not a social person when I'm high. I freaking close myself off. I completely go away and
disconnect
completely, escape essentially. Right. So at that point, I was like, I need to stop.
That's so fucking dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like you guys. I mean, you each individually don't understand how, like, you're so young compared to me. Not so, but you know, you're young, but you're doing things that people in their 30s, late 30s, are realizing it. You know what I'm saying? And for you, like I said, for him to be around nicotine, for you to go, and then for him to be working in a weed dispensary and say, I had a problem with it, and that's like me working in a distillery and stop drinking. Well, honestly, it's like, so it's like, but deeper than that, you looked at yourself by saying, I don't like how I am when I'm on this. Do you think it's the weed, or do you think it's what you've been through that was making you chase that weed and feel that feeling?
I think it's a bit of both. Both, yeah. Cause,
what were you escaping when you were smoking?
Just like any social situation, or like dealing with my family, or just like in general, just living life, you know. Like,
and what's your nationality?
My family's Honduran. Yeah. So it was just a lot of just like, I don't want to deal with this right now.
I feel like
let me smoke.
I feel like with tying into what he's saying, I feel like addiction just ties on to.
And he's seen it. He's seen it.
Yeah.
He's seen it.
And you're replacing
dependence.
You're depending on to fix a problem that you're temporarily fixing a problem that you know that it's cannot be fixed temporarily, that you need to fix, but you're just deciding to run away from it in the most noble way that you think, which is doing that thing that stops you from thinking about it.
And I look up to you guys, bro, because like, you guys gotta understand, like, to meet one person that's like that is amazing, but to meet 3 people that are working together doing this kind of thing and all have their own traumatic experiences and fighting them and beating them is like, I don't know if you understand how rare that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, to hang out with somebody that is an ex something, but not ex something because the court told them to do it, or
you're not classified as that.
Yeah. You're literally making these choices because you know that it's a betterment for yourself. Like, that's truly amazing. Like I said, I'm 36. It took me around 32 years old to say that, yeah, I'm a borderline. I'm a functioning alcoholic at 32. It took me at 30 to say you're a functioning, and if you don't stop, you're gonna be a full blown alcoholic. And then it took me to understand, okay, so you can still drink, but you have to understand when and why and where you're drinking, for what reasons. There's boundaries. Right. Like, you know, that's what you like. That's what you like. And I may be wrong. I don't see a psychiatrist. I'm not a professional, but I've seen myself change from how I drank before and how I drink now. Where, like, I can still drink and go to the gym in the morning. I didn't go to the gym back then. Or I can sit and talk to somebody and not slur. Or like he said, I can still go out and not drink and have a good time with somebody. Even though my mentality back then was, I can. So when you ask me, was I ever nervous or anything like that? I would say no, because I was attached to drinking, where I said, as long as I drink, I'm good. So could I see myself interviewing somebody sober back then?
I hear you, man.
No way. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't. No, I'm not saying I would be able to have to get, but I would have to have a drink. Now, like, I interview people that don't drink. I don't smoke. But in reverse, I was the biggest pothead in high school. And literally when I turned 18, for some reason, I don't know what it was, but when I turned 18, I stopped smoking. And then when I did smoke again, it gave me anxiety, fear, and insecurity. So,
nice.
I don't know why I do that. Like, I see people smoking weed like cigarettes. I'm like, I want to do that, but why do I feel? I think about it. I'm like, why do I feel this way? Like, dude, I smoke a joint now, anything, and I'm like, my life sucks. I'm fat. I don't fit in my clothes. I'm a bad dad. I can't, like, I start thinking the most negative things, and I'm like, why do I feel like this?
Yeah, I feel like the one thing that I just thought about talking about all these things. I feel like the perfect, once you come full circle, and I hope one day I get to that place, because nobody's perfect, and self-improvement is something, it's eternal. I feel like once you're able, the real domination over things, and something that we didn't mention, is also lust. That's to be mentioned.
And he mentioned porn, which is one of them. A lot of men don't agree to that.
Don't agree to that. It never mentioned.
Right.
I feel like once you're able to to step into that world and be able to come back to your center, that's when you know that you're whole. I feel like one moment we're able to drink today, and I'm able to say I don't need to drink tomorrow.
Right.
I feel like I'm whole. Where I can smoke, and like, and even to them, like, I can hit that and be okay without not hitting it next thing.
Small, right?
Exactly. I don't need it to be whole. Those things that don't belong to complete me. That's what I say, because weed or whatever, even though the microdosing that we were talking about, you can do it.
Microdosing what?
We had a whole
talk about it, because you even said it, and then that's what
that's been a thing.
Microdosing, but I feel like you can get in any realm of being addicted to anything at this point. People are addicted to porn,
church, honestly, church, phones.
Yeah, you get me. Like, if you're not able to step away.
I have friends that do 6 months phones on, 6 months phones off.
That's fucking perfect.
No, honestly, I have a couple friends that do it.
That's amazing. If you're able to step out of that realm of only having yourself, like, could you really sit in a room? Like, what was this? I saw this exercise. I forgot where I saw it, but it's like, try to think about one thing for 10 minutes without having any thoughts being interrupted.
Well, that's how I beat my depression with my divorce. In that sense, was what I did wasn't to help two of my best friends. What I did, believe it or not, was I was going through a bad time in my divorce. I was drinking more than I should be, and one thing I did that helped me was I took my first week. I looked at myself sober, not drunk. I directed my own eyes and myself in a mirror, and I stood at myself for 10 minutes in a mirror, and I just bawled out, cried. Like, I couldn't control myself crying. And I tell people that when you look at yourself, you see, it's easy to do fucked up shit in the world because we don't live in a life full of mirrors. You look at me, I look at you, but you never look at yourself. So everything that you do wrong gets tucked under the rug, especially when you're drinking or doing whatever it is. So when you take the time to look directly at yourself in the mirror, all those things start coming up. All the things that you've done, because you're looking at yourself. So you don't never look at yourself until you look at yourself. I know it sounds corny, but when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're staring at yourself, your mind starts running. And your mind starts saying, oh, you did this.
You remember this?
You said this. You said that. And then when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you kind of get disgusted with yourself. You're like, how the fuck? So the first 2 weeks, I would just sit and cry. Like, I would give myself 10 minutes. I would put my alarm on my phone, and I would just stare. It sounds crazy, but I would stare at myself for 10 minutes, and I would just cry. After the 2 weeks passed, I started looking at myself, and I cried for maybe, because I did 15. I would cry for 7 minutes, and after those 7 minutes, I would smile, and I would be like, you did this, and that. That's not you. You had to see what you did in order to be better, and that's the thing. The ending fact is, we don't see what we do. We don't see who we are. Only people see who we are, and we kind of walk around saying we don't give a fuck what people think about us, and that's okay. You shouldn't. Mm-hmm. But when you look at yourself, and you can self-evaluate yourself and feel like what you're doing is wrong, then that teaches you don't do that again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, not to cut you, but that I think that time, self-reflection. Like a lot of people use the word, like you say, it's cliche to say self-reflection, but physically, self-reflect on yourself and look at yourself. It takes 10 minutes to look at yourself in the mirror and you'll be like, damn. Fuck. Yeah. I mean, it could be the smallest things. It doesn't have to be you just robbing a bank. It could just be you loafing. Yeah. It could be you just be like, straight up, I should have been doing this yesterday. I'm looking at you like, you piece of shit. You should have did. Like, I know what you were doing. I know you. I'm you, motherfucker. Like, no, honestly, like I know you. Yeah. It takes your own self to make you a better you.
I think the only barrier for you to make yourself better is you.
We went far left. I'm sorry. Like,
No.
This went far.
I was gonna say I got to use the bathroom.
No, go ahead, pause. You know the vibes is Litty Willie from Litty Productions. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us, sharing, liking, commenting, doing all that good stuff. Just to let y'all know, we got Instagram live videos, we got YouTube videos, we got all kinds of different productions. That's why we call ourselves Litty Productions. Make sure y'all hit me up if y'all looking for something at Litty Willie _, Litty Show Productions on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just make sure you hit me up. We out.
It's the Litty Show. The Litty Show.
You know the fucking vibe, man.
So I gotta ask you, what has been you two fellas' hardest challenges when it comes to your music? Whoever can answer first can answer first.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll say biggest challenge for me would be thinking too much or caring too much about what people want to hear, and I came to the conclusion because throughout my writing process I would write things that I feel like are good to me and are true to me. Well, not true to me, but saying real stuff, but kind of really getting hard on myself on like, is this something that somebody would want to listen to? Because then you step out and you listen to the music that's going on, and it's like, wow, what I'm writing is not at all what I'm hearing from what's out today. So
not comparing yourself to what's out, basically.
Yeah, and just kind of coming to the realization that what, I can't compromise myself, because if I do and I try to make music that I think people would want to hear, it's two things will happen where number one, I'm compromising myself, and number two would be the fact that, like, since it's music that's not coming from me and I'm stepping into a persona that's not me, it's not gonna be successful because it's not me.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna connect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People will listen to it and it's gonna be like, all right, this guy he's not it.
It's like going to work when you don't want to be at a job.
Yeah. Or it's like they may even like it, but then you're not gonna last long because it's not you.
No, you could be employee of the month, but you hate the fucking job.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, you're losing at both ends.
I guess for me, it's not trying to get out of the box of like structures in songs, because I try to like be versatile in the lyrics as far as that, but somehow I always stay in that structure of what a song's supposed to be, and I pay attention to that too much, and I would want to be like more switch it up here, switch it up there,
right?
Just not just a verse, maybe a bridge, then add stuff like that. You get me? Like sometimes it'll just be chorus, verse, and then I'm like, damn, this is kind of boring. you know. So then I'll just
More
scrap the whole
versatile.
thing.
Yeah,
Right. So I'll just
right.
scrap it. I'm like, okay, I don't like this, and then try to do something different. So I would say that, and yeah, that's about it.
So, for you, out of all the interviews that we've had, all the conversations we've had, what's one question you wish I would have asked you, and how?
Damn.
There has to be one question that you've always been expecting, or scared to answer that I never asked you.
Well, when we were talking earlier, he wanted to say something as far as like the writing. What's the best moment for you to write? I think he was gonna say something, but you just got carried away doing something. But I think like, what do you write the most, or where do you get your inspiration from? I guess, and I think you've asked that, but in the outline of it, but not the specific, I guess, per se.
So answer it.
I mean, from what he said, I do bother both of them to the point that they don't answer me because I've hit them up with so many texts that they don't even know what to answer to. Because I'm up and running, like I wake up 4 days out of the week. I wake up at 5:25, 5:30 in the morning, and on my way to work, I'm already up and running, like listening to a beat, and I'm just like thinking about ideas.
So what time you guys are waking up? Sorry to cut you off.
All right. Well,
my day.
I sleep. No, he answered it. Oh, well, depends on what day and what I was doing the night before. I'm fucking with you.
Nah, I mean, obviously, on my days off, depending on what time I go to sleep, I usually get up around 11, 10.
Shit.
And then if I was out, I'll probably wake up around 1.
My fat ass is up at 4:50 to go to the gym at 5:30 in the morning.
I can't.
I think I will be able to do it,
bro.
If I didn't work as early, I think I will be able to do that. But I wake up at 5:25 in the morning, 4 days out of the week. Already at 5th day, I'm like, bro, I don't want to wake up early in the morning. I wake up like at 9, 10 o'clock. My days off.
But it's weird because if I don't wake up that early, I'm tired in midday.
Oh yeah.
So for some reason, if I don't wake up at 5. By 12, I'm crashed.
Your stamina's out.
Yeah, I'm crashed the fuck out.
Yeah, that is a weird thing that happens because I could say, oh, I slept till 1, but like throughout the day, I feel like I didn't sleep.
Right.
You know, I feel tired.
I feel more energized when I wake up early versus. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
It is.
It's weird. For a question for you guys now, we're wrapping it up. But what is the best quality working with Matic as an artist, and what is the worst quality working with Matic as an artist?
Good question.
Anybody want to take the lead on this one?
That's Brandon will take the lead on this one.
Honest answers.
The worst would be
starting out with the worst.
The persistence.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll wake up like at 8 in the morning and I'll wake up to like 3 texts. And I'm like, bro, just trying to sleep, like, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
So like that would be like he'll be like, oh yeah, you gotta do this, you need to do this for me. I'm like,
as annoying as it is, though, as annoying as it is,
still do it.
Is it inspirational though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. The best.
The best thing is work ethic.
Work ethic.
Yeah.
What you got, Gabe? Talk to us. Best and worst.
Start with the worst. Let's get started.
Motherfucker wakes me up. Not that.
My days off.
So, I mean, I guess I would say, I kind of agree with Brent because we spoken about this.
Right.
He knows it too. That's
right,
why.
Right.
But I would agree with Brent that the worst thing would probably be kind of the
persistence.
Bombardment.
The bombardment of the text messages and like, hey, I'm working on this. What do you think about this? And he'll send me like 4 or 5 tracks, a voice note of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we to brush your teeth from took a shit.
Just woke up and he has 100 messages.
But definitely the best thing I would say, not only be his work ethic, but the result of it. Mm-hmm. Because what inspires me, which I've told him, hearing
final product.
The final product, and also the different little steps that he's taking with his merchandise, and doing the interviews with you and seeing all of that. It inspires me. It's like, wow,
it's a result of his
exactly. He's taking steps without any of our we're on the side on this. Like he brought us here,
right?
Just to say.
And it's on record. I've been begging for you to come too.
That's very fun.
So seeing that and seeing the final product of where it's not like, bro, you suck. It's good stuff. I'm like, oh, I like this.
You ain't wasting your time.
After those 8-10 messages, I sit down and I listen to them, and I'm like, okay, I like this. I like what you're doing. This sounds good. I like the ideas you're coming out with. I like what you're writing. So that definitely inspires me and brings out that competitiveness right. This guy.
I gotta do better, bro.
It makes you say, I'm alright. Fuck you, not bad, bro.
Fun fact: this guy always FaceTime me when I'm taking a shit.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
Every single time.
I'm taking a shit. I'm on my phone. Shit. FaceTime. Fuck.
Bro, like, hey, what do you think about this?
I'm like, bro, I'm taking a shit.
Listen to this.
But that's dope because y'all on a relationship with brothers already. I don't give a fuck you taking a shit, bro. Listen to the
type shit, yeah.
I'm taking a shit.
Bro,
I don't care.
Listen.
Alright, I'll listen to it.
What did you guys think? And we're closing out now. What did you guys think initially when he started doing podcasting or interviewing bi-weekly so consistently?
Dude, I thought it was
great.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And seeing the interviews and stuff, I was like, man, I don't know,
do you see growth?
Stepping outside of myself and looking at Caesar, I was like, man, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Because I tell him all the time, I'm like, bro, I tell him on camera, off camera, I'm like, bro, I'm proud of you because it's like when you first came on here, he was so reserved, and then. He was. I can't say that he's any nervous anymore. But when he first came on, he was nervous, and he was nervous, and I was like, bro. When we started, I'm like, bro. He would come to my house. Can I use your bathroom? I'm like, bro. If you ask me again to use your fucking bathroom, you're not using the bathroom. I never told that. But I did tell him if you ask me to use the bathroom, if you actually use the bathroom again, you're not gonna use the fucking bathroom. But this is the 10th week. We're fucking half a year into this fucking thing, and you actually use my bathroom, motherfucker. Stop. Or he'll knock on the door after I text him and said the door's open. He'll still knock. I'm like, bro.
Or I'll be outside and be like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. No, he would wait downstairs.
Oh my God.
He'll text me. He'll be like, I'm here. And then he'll be like, I'm like, bro, I'm closing the door. Get upstairs. So it's growing. But I respect. I respect the respect.
I'm training right there.
But he's evolving as an artist, and I hope to see you guys more often as well. I hope to see you guys come through. You're always welcome. You're always welcome. Bring the high noons, bring the shots, bring whatever you want. We'll talk, we'll drink, we'll hang out. It doesn't always have to be on something you're releasing. I've actually been thinking to actually start doing weekly, not interviews, but weekly episodes like I used to do when I first started, about just weekly events that's happening in hip hop and discussing it and things like that. So if you guys ever want to come in, I'm gonna do them Thursdays and release them Fridays, but we can shoot on Mondays if y'all want. If it's just Manic Monday or whatever, but whatever it is, if you just want to just step off the show and try it as well to help you, move further.
Oh, yeah.
We can. But I just appreciate you guys coming through. I really, really thank you guys. I think overall, what you guys are doing are amazing. I said it off camera, but I'll say it on camera. Protect your energy. Protect what you guys have, because you do have something, and believe it or not, you're further than you think. You're further than you know, and there's a lot of people that will see the good qualities in you and try to to use it, or get something out of it. So trust your circle, trust you guys, trust your core thing that you have within each other, and don't stop, bro. Don't quit. There's gonna be slow days, bro. I say this in a lot of interviews. I did Instagram Live for 52 weeks every Friday for a whole year, which 52 weeks is 1 year. Every Friday I shot an episode. There was times, and it was live. It was never recorded and posted. there was times where I was talking to 0 people. So like I'm talking to you right now, like there's nobody live right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually on the live, but there was 0 people in there, and I was just reading, talking, and I look at it, but now I'm like, bro, you're a crazy motherfucker. Like, how are you on live talking and hosting a show and speaking, and there's nobody listening to you? So there's gonna be days that there's 0 people listening, but all that, and I'm learning it this year that what's old to you may be new to somebody else.
Yeah.
So keep producing, keep putting out. Like, you guys may go home today after we have this interview and watch interviews. You're like, I didn't know he did this. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know this about this guy. I didn't know this about that guy. You know, and it educates you. So content lives forever. It doesn't go away. The content stays there. It keeps going. So I'll end it by saying thank you. Shout outs. Anybody you guys want to shout out? Anybody? Anything you want to close out with or anything like that?
Shout out High Noon.
Shout out High Noon. I like it. I like it.
Shout out Charmaine, CC on the track. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I guess I'd want to say shout out to the man Caesar over here, and
Matic.
He's come a long way, and I'd say he's like what we were talking about. He's taken a step further than what we have. So nothing. I mean, I've told him this numerous times, but freaking proud of him just for coming even here on his own and taking a step and not coming up with his own beats and not waiting for anybody, which is a big thing that I told him, because shit happens in life and him or I might not be available or whatever, so
but he kept going.
Yeah,
he took the initiative.
Want to recognize him for that, and also him returning the energy towards us, and reminding us, even though we still have our desire, but reminding us this shit's still going on. We're still doing this. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that, and
Were you nervous ever coming to this show after watching my episodes and be like, I may not be able to keep up with this guy?
I just like I told you, like whenever I'm nervous, I know I recognize that I'm nervous, but whenever somebody asks me, "Are you nervous?" I say, "Yeah," but I try not to let my body react to that nervousness. Yeah, show it. Yeah.
I mean, on surface value, I do come off like a crazy motherfucker. So when people watch it, they're like, "Oh." Talk to this guy,
I gotta say shit.
Once they sit with me, bro, this guy cool as fuck, bro. He just talks a hell of a lot of shit, bro. But no, keep going. Name that track again.
It's called Zazzled and Jolly.
Zazzled and Jolly, aka Oldie from Our Future Wolf Games. I got nothing else to say. Shout out to High Noon. You know the fucking vibes. My name is Litty Willie. We got the whole gang in the building, and we out.